Right. There's Roy. Roy's going to jump in here. Hello, folks.
Hey.
Sorry, Roy.
There he
I
is,
was
Roy.
fighting an email battle here. We got you in here now. All right. So we got David Moots, photography, selective imagery, Mr. Jeffrey Neville, and the all-knowing wizard of Nikon bodies, because he owns everything Nikon ever produced, Mr. Roy Bigsby. Roy, what's the status of our Z9, buddy?
It's still coming. They've got the parts, and then they're going to fix it for me.
Okay.
I miss it. I tried using the Z6 at night the other night, and it's got no lights on it.
Yeah.
I really miss the lights.
Those back button lights. Lighted.
Lights are lovely.
Yep.
You're like putting on your little headlamp, shining it down.
Here you go. If anybody's interested, up in this neck of the woods, Paul Connor's unique photo in Fairfield, New Jersey, the second day of their twice a year photo expo. I didn't even know they had one. That's cool.
Oh, cool. That is cool.
I don't have anything close to me. You know what?
Hey, Charles. Hey, everybody.
Yeah. Hello,
David Stewart, Paul Connors, Charles Davis, Rakesh is in here. Man, who else? I'm looking over on the other side, all the chat before. Ted, ATR Bear, Greg Wilson, Nature Photography. Man.
Long Rider's in there.
Long Rider, yes. The room's filling up. Call your buddies. Tell them to get in here quick. We're going to run out of chairs.
Yeah, this stadium seating is limited.
Yeah. Okay, so, no, jump too fast. Sorry. Don't forget the like button. Thank you, Charles. And Paul Connors, AP Studio, 3 days, 9, 10, 11 December. Okay. Well, we're just about out. Tomorrow, folks, anybody in the New Jersey area that would like to attend, you still got tomorrow. All right. Rakesh says, we'll go tomorrow again. I don't know. Let's see. I was there today in Philly. Okay.
You see David Stewart's comment there about his 100 to 400?
Oh, let's see. I'll just throw it up here and read it on screen. I got my 100, 400 back yesterday. The internal serial number doesn't match the serial number on the exterior of the lens. That's wild.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, it is. Huh.
Does that mean you got 2 warranties?
Yeah, really.
Gustavo. How you doing, Gustavo? Cal Jackson, greetings. Man, Mike Farwell. Sorry I missed you in the first go around there, Mike, but let's see. When Chuck starts ranting, I will hit the like button. Well, I'm going to start ranting if you don't hit the like button, because you know what? Likes are free, and people just don't give them up. But today only, Sub Saturday, all subscriptions and likes are free. All right. Sub Saturday. All right. So go around the horn, look at all the people I have listed in the reminder, and make sure you click on them and subscribe and like all their videos. All right.
It would be much appreciated. That's for sure.
Absolutely. It seems like YouTube penalizes me. If I don't get a new subscription, they take 2 away every day.
I feel for you. I have the same thing.
Every day it's the same thing, man. Pick up 1, lose 2. Pick up 2, lose 1.
You know what? If you charged, Chuck, you'd probably grow.
Yeah.
No kidding. But hey, all kidding aside, it's Sub Saturday. Sub Saturday. Subscriptions are free. Likes, well, they're free, but I know it hurts to hit the like button. All right.
Hey, David Stewart, what was wrong with your 100 to 400 that you sent it in for?
He had an accident with it when he was on his trip. It fell off his body.
Oh.
It landed on I think it hit a rock, if I remember right.
Interesting that they. Huh.
I'm beginning to believe that, Charles, because I picked up more subscriptions when I was a petulant child. Oh, man.
We just have to do more name calling and stuff and make this, so it's argumentative, and then the ratings will just go through the roof then.
Yeah, but then I have people holding my feet to the fire after the video I put out. So either way, I get penalized.
Yeah.
Paul, which classes did you take? Rakesh asks. Rakesh, good to see you in here, though. All right. When they were putting it back together, let's see. They used pieces that were handy.
Yeah, some other guy's been waiting to get his fixed for 6 months, and they stole parts off of his and put it on
Yeah.
yours.
Hey, Woody, how are you, buddy? Loving the bird photos over on Nikon Amateurs group page.
Hey, Dave Stewart. Chuck said he's got the phone hooked up, but he doesn't know if it's working yet or not.
Yeah, this would be a good time to try, wouldn't it? I guess if I I don't have to put the number up there for David because David's got it. He's got me locked in, AP Studios in his phone. All right. So there is the phone number. Anybody wants to give it a try, we will see. I think I have it working. I think
my wife's walked off with my phone again.
Here we go.
I know
Hang on.
mine's it's got the credit card in it.
Uh-oh.
All right. All right, David.
Is it working?
It's working.
Hey.
All right.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Yeah, Mr. Moots, what happened is I was using it for about an
Well, it
hour
was
or
working.
so, and
Sure.
I think it had to do with the way that I was holding it. I was holding it in my arm, just like you would a baby. And I think I might have accidentally pressed the button for the release. So when I was zooming, off she came, and it bounced, and the lens hood hit the ground first, and then, because they spring, it bounced around, and then the other end hit, and it, the aluminum mount that hooks onto the camera, it was bent pretty bad, and the plastic ring that has the serial number on it, it was all kafooey. So they replaced both ends of it, and they got a great big long list of stuff that they did, which is fairly extensive. But as part of this, the QA/QC, they did check to make sure that the internal serial number that all my software sees matches the piece they put on, or the plastic piece. So that's how come I have two serial numbers. And so I sent off a letter to my Nikon dealer who's sending it off to Nikon. And it's like, what the boom should I do now?
Huh.
Because if I report it as stolen, which serial number do I use?
Yeah, really.
Well, it'd be easier to find because you have two. You have a rare lens now.
I'd use the one on the outside because that's the one they're going to look at.
They're going to look at the one on the outside, but the one on the inside is the internet sees that.
Someone else has probably got the same problem, but the other way around.
Not the software.
So which one was your original serial number? The one on the outside or the inside?
The inside.
Oh, really? So they gave you a new external housing.
From someone else.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just happened to be a piece that was handy. They needed it.
I'll be darned.
But anyway, it seems to work. I carried it around with me today. I didn't name it as anything, but I carried it around. So. But I'll have to get up tomorrow morning, and Joe Man's Land is running around someplace else because I asked him to come up tomorrow, but he's not around. So anyway, you guys have fun, and I'll sit back here and watch, and the sound does work better tonight.
Well,
Thanks, Chuck.
I think it sounds kind of tinny or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, at least everybody can hear you. And that's the main thing, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, and I can hear them too.
Okay, good. Well, it's working.
Well, good luck shooting tomorrow.
All right, David.
Okay, talk to you later.
All right,
Okay,
buddy.
bye.
Thanks. All right. So it isn't working right, but it's working. Okay. Well, we can hear him and I guess he can hear us as well. So, because it's just running through the speaker on the phone. I don't know why now. Anyway, who cares?
How's it works?
I'm gonna start
Right.
ranting about the phone now.
Greg Wilson's saying he doesn't see anybody on his screen, but he hears us. That's a new feature. We're trying to go incognito.
You're on the
And,
podcast tonight. You gotta pull up the video. You're on the podcast side.
Yeah, that
I'm
must be why.
I'm just kidding. All right, so that piece is working somewhat. I still have. You know what? I need to borrow David's new Rodecaster Pro 2 that he has
Yeah.
and see if the phone works better. The phone interface is better with that.
It's pretty sweet.
So, what do y'all think about David's audio tonight? It sounded pretty sweet.
Sound a little more like a broadcast microphone.
You sound
Much
like
more professional.
you should be on NPR.
Yeah.
You should be on a famous show. Oh, wait a minute.
I
You
am.
are
I'm
a
on
famous
AP
show.
Studios.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause for David Moots. We're here at the NPR studio talking to a world-renowned bird photographer known for his pigeon photos.
Yeah. Furry pigeons.
Furry pigeons.
So Paul's over talking about everybody he's learned from the last couple of days. Man, that's nice. All right. Only sound, man.
Yeah,
Man,
that's
I'll
weird,
tell you-
Greg. 'Cause I'm watching the feed on my another window, and it's working here.
And I just looked over at the other computer. Now it's shut down for some reason. What is going on tonight? I'm being attacked.
Gremlins.
Uh-oh.
Why is now my this is crazy. This is crazy. I don't know what's going on. Help me.
How many are there other people that don't see us and only hear us?
Oh man.
And if you like that, send extra money to Chuck.
Yeah. We'll turn the video back on.
Yeah. Chuck ran out of funds, and there's been cutbacks at the studio.
Well, I'm watching the stream in a totally separate window on a different browser, and it's working.
I have no idea what's going on, man. This is crazy tonight. All good on your side, Stuart? All right, good. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Terry Breedlove loves his D850. All right, man.
Daryl says he can hear and see us.
Oh, there you go. That's the
Look at that
yellow,
yellow body cap.
that fancy yeller cap there.
All my AFS lenses have got yellow caps. That way I know where they are.
Gotcha.
That's good. That's good. I have no idea why. Quit. What do you mean join stream? I have no idea what's going on over here. Good Lord, what's happening here? Just shut down, please. I can't even get it to shut down.
Hassan is asking me what the rangefinder cameras are on my lower right rear, which I'm
That's a funny
assuming.
place to keep them.
Yeah, my right rear. Excuse me while I don't want to say it. It's with Family Channel.
Excuse me.
And never mind. I want to say it because it's funny, but I can't. I just can't do it. Well, I don't know if you're talking this one here or not. This is an old Minolta ALF, and then I have an old Petri Blue Magic here, an old Petri camera. And then
All those rangefinders look the same.
behind that,
Yeah.
Because
I've got
they're just as useful.
behind that, I have a non-working Ryko 300. It has a sticky shutter. unfortunately. If I can find somebody that could tear it apart and not charge me an arm and a leg, I'd probably get it fixed. But
All right. Mike Farwell, backlit button on the back of the D850, really nice, and you're doing Astro, love it. And that's what you were just talking about, Roy.
Yeah,
Yep.
I do a lot of shooting in the low light and dark studios and things that they're used to anyway. But those lights are a godsend.
Oh yeah.
people tell me I shoot in the dark all the time, even when it's 10 in the morning.
All right. All right. So I got the mess cleaned up over here on the other computer. I have no idea what's going on. Everything's just doing what it wants to do. Jeffrey flipped that booger off his finger and it landed on mine, I think.
Contagious.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, folks, I put out in the reminder that if there's anybody out there that would like to be on the panel, all you got to do is send me an email. Unlike poor Roy, that I always forget because Roy doesn't have a YouTube channel.
I don't want a YouTube channel.
You need one, Roy.
I used to have a website, but that was on computers, not on cameras.
Ah,
You could title it "Stump Roy Bigsby."
Oh,
There you
Greg's saying he closed it again. We're back and we look better than before. Well, keep shutting down and coming back on. So we de-age us. Let me know when I look like I'm about 25.
If I'm getting younger, man, keep going.
Keep going. Yeah.
oh God,
Get me down to around 30 and you can quit doing it.
I just saw a picture of myself at 21 the other day when I got married and I about died. I'm like, what happened?
Oh man. I when I was in high school, I had wavy hair. I had hair. The hair would come down and it would hit my eyeglasses and it would curl up.
All right, on three, everybody go, yeah, Jeff. 1,
Really?
Yeah, Jeff.
I can get my wedding photo. You guys would have a good
That
laugh.
sounds like maybe that should be our next photo review.
Oh, yeah.
yes. There you go.
We'll call
Submit
it when I had hair.
Yeah, I could do that too because I used to have a head full.
Man,
That's
I just went and got a haircut. My wife goes, "You need to go back."
You paid for that?
She said they missed a lot.
Well, just say one hair is $29.95, and then it's 50 cents a hair after that. It gets expensive.
That's the only plus of being bald. I just take the shaver and I'm done.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, Nancy, good to see you. We missed you in the photo review, but I understand you weren't feeling good. Glad to see you in here tonight. Yep, boys. That's it. We're all little boys again.
That's no joke.
Hey,
Man.
we just play with all our toys that we have laying around. That's all.
Good fun.
My wife always says, "Boys and their toys." And she says
Yep.
that all the time. Boys and their toys.
Yep. There you go. There's a
I hide
question.
mine.
Go
I
ahead,
hide all
Roy.
my cameras so that the wife doesn't find them.
There's a question for you, Roy.
What's that?
You store
wanna
your
know if
lenses
you-
outside up.
Do you store your lenses mount side up? That's how I have mine stored. That's how I
Yes,
stack them there.
for the older lenses, it helps keep the grease off the glass because a lot of the oils migrate from the aperture blades to the glass.
Hmm.
And if you stand them mount side up, it reduces that a bit.
Yeah.
No.
Try again. Stump Roy night.
Hey, Paul, I watched Jack Vell as well. It's hilarious. If you've never seen them, you got to watch them. They're pretty funny.
Got to check it out.
I actually bought one of those too a long time ago.
All right. So you guys are in charge. What do you want to talk about, folks?
Another point about lenses and storage, if you've got AFS silent wave motors, you should exercise them regularly, otherwise they seize up and they start to squeak.
Yeah.
That lens storage.
Luke approves of you guys tonight. Thank you, Luke. All right. So, hey, Roy, question. Stump Roy Knight. My 200F2, it's the VR1, not the VR2.
Mm.
It seems to me that it's a little slower in autofocusing now. Could that be the motor? I mean, and when you said you should use it every now and then.
It could be. Does it make any noises or squeaks or?
No noises or squeaks. That would be my Sigma 35. It squeals when I try to autofocus with it.
Yeah.
But then again, I don't use that lens at all.
The AF motor's starting to lose it. What's happened is all the lubricant's gone to one side and dried up a bit.
Okay.
It may fix itself if you keep using it.
Yeah.
Try turning it around where you store it, up the other way, wherever way you store it.
Okay.
It might help.
Maybe I should just actually take it out and use it every now and then. Probably would help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be, if the motor's going bad, do you think it'd be worth pursuing Nikon over, or not for, I mean, just to get it repaired?
They're very expensive. My 200 to 400, I left that for too long and it started to squeak and I sent it in. It probably cost about $650 American dollars to replace the AFS motor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
But
then
just
it might be worth
lubrication.
it. Okay.
My
Just
200 and
lubrication.
400 did the same thing when I had a 200 400 and it squeaked if I let it set for a while, but once I started using it, it cleared up and would be silent. But then as soon as I let it set for any period of time, it would start squeaking again. I never sent it in.
I got to get that lens off the shelf and play with it, even if it's just sitting around the house taking pictures of the cat that I can share with everybody.
Yeah, just take it out and let it run its full focal range. A focus motor all the way several
I love
times.
the
And
silent wave motors, but you just got to be careful with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep using them.
So there's another reason for me to not buy more lenses unless I plan to use them so that they continue to work. Oh, man.
Well, Mozman, if you got a big tree, you better watch out that you don't end up with a puppy underneath it or something for Christmas.
Does it have room for an 800 and a 600 underneath there?
Don't tempt him. Don't tempt him.
We had a dog once that saw the indoor Christmas tree and thought he had an indoor toilet.
Thank you, Nancy. Let's see.
Yeah, we liked your picture of the young man pitching, throwing the ball in the baseball game there.
Yeah, that was excellent.
We did see it.
I hope that you got in touch with him or his parents because I know they would love that photo. Charles likes your shirt, Jeffrey. Not Jeffrey, Roy. I'm sure Vahagan would be happy with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, you should just be glad I'm wearing one.
That was
We are.
Nancy's grandson.
We are. We're all glad you're wearing one just as much as everybody's glad I'm wearing one too.
Nancy said that was her grandson.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's easy enough, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's a great picture, Nancy.
You'd be surprised. You do that, and people see some of your picture taking of the players, and next thing you know, you'll be earning money providing prints to all the parents.
Yeah.
Many people have done that.
Police.
Oh yeah. As soon as somebody sees that photo, they're going to want. I mean, some of your grandson's friends, they're going to want one too.
Yeah.
From now on.
Mozman said he cut some of the branches off around the back so the long primes will fit.
Hint, hint.
If it was only that easy to get lenses.
Nancy, you have two playing baseball. Great. Keeping up with the grandkids. So you're selling your your D810 on consignment at the photo store there. Okay. Camera store. Yeah, it's hard to sell stuff anymore with all the
Especially on
people out there.
Consignments can be a real pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Charles, please keep the shirts on, gentlemen. We will, Charles. We will.
Yeah. Wait a minute. I'm going to unzip. I'm unzipping. Wait. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Put it back up. Put it back up. I'll save you.
All right. Huff Photo, man, I haven't seen Huff in a while. He's been so busy out shooting. He got that new Z7.
Yeah, I
And-
saw his video.
and got his studio up and running. He's too busy for us now. He's gone high tech,
Yeah.
mainstream. I told him I want to get in one of his classes that he's running. He must be running classes. And Nancy's going to keep her D4 and her Z9.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
Yeah,
Def-
I find that very confusing with the buttons because everything is two totally different systems and it screws with my head.
Yeah.
Just going between the D5 and the Z9.
Welcome in here, come. Great. Like the handle too. Sky wants a Z9. Yeah, man. You can get one now. Now's the time to buy because Nikon will finance it with no interest.
Is that still going on?
Yeah, I think it is. It's getting ready to end, and I think somebody figured it out the other day. It was like $229 a month for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Cash back for the bodies here at the moment.
Yeah. Oh
$500
man.
per body.
Let's see. Joe Stroud, good to see you in here. Stuart, I'll get to you in just a second. I think the Voigtlander lens would overshadow my tree, which is a couple of sticks on a bonsai stump. We will have a Charlie Brown Christmas tree by the time Christmas gets here. At the rate it's dropping needles right now.
We're getting an echo, Chuck, at your end, I think.
Negative.
Hey, can't be.
I didn't hear it.
I'm searching it right now. Nope, it isn't on my end.
Like a
Unplug my mic.
like a reverb or something. I just kind of
It's the gremlins tonight, man. They're out everywhere. All right. Stuart, let's see. Maybe, oh,
Greg's
cool.
asking you, Chuck, if you're organizing all your files yet on your new hard drive system.
No, I have run into a small issue that I'll have to contact Mr. Mosman about. I have it all. Everything's installed in the enclosure, ready to go, and that could be the problem, mind you. I've done something wrong. It's very possible. But I connected it to the computer, and I don't know how to initialize it or whatever. The computer will not or cannot read it. So I don't know what I'm doing.
USB.
It's USB.
That's probably the problem.
Yeah,
So
I
It's a USB, or did you get a NAS box hooked up to your network?
I got a NAS box, but no, I'm not hooking it to a network. I'm
Oh,
using
you're just
it
gonna
in
use
RAID
the-
1. Yeah.
You're just going to use the USB connection?
Yep. And there are 4 of them. So is there any one particular that you have to use? I don't know, but I wasn't going to diagnose it here on the air tonight with everybody. I'm
Yeah.
sure nobody cares about me, trying to figure out
Just
well-
curious though, what NAS box did you get?
the OWC Gemini
Okay.
Thunderbolt 3, 2 drive bays. Yeah.
Two bay. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's, excuse me. So, yeah, it's, I got it ready to go, but I'll have to troubleshoot something. I'll tell you, I was dreading it. If it came up, I was thinking, man, now I'm going to have to actually start calling photos over the last 15
Yeah.
years. I'm only
I use
15
a,
years behind.
I use a USB-C 8 bay drive box is what I have. It's not a NAS box. It's an 8 bay box that I've got loaded up with 12 terabyte drives, and it's all in a RAID configuration, and that's how I do it. I don't do it over my network. I just have it directly hooked to my computer.
Hey, Stuart, man, I'm glad to see that. You made a friend on the show. That's great, man. That's what it's about right there. That's cool. Shooting jazz shows in Cape Town, South Africa. You know what? That sounds like fun, actually. That sounds like a lot of fun. You'll have to drag him over to the, well, I guess he's in the community if you made an acquaintance here. See how fast I am? I caught that before I finished the sentence. Cal Jackson, 61 megapixel. What about shooting DX mode on a 61 megapixel camera? This is one of those things. Whatever trips your, lid.
Float your boat, man.
Yeah, I don't. A lot of people are doing that with 45 megapixel cameras and everything else. But yeah, and just shooting full res when. And I don't know what the resolution is at DX mode on whatever camera you may be shooting or whatever. But yeah, no problem with that. I'm a full res kind of guy because I'm not a very good photographer. And sometimes I get close to getting the subject where I want it. And then I crop it the rest of the way in. See how smart I am?
Yeah. I mean, if you want to make sure you have your composition, in your full frame, and if you're good at doing getting your composition right and you shoot in DX mode, that's fine. I do that sometimes.
Charles, still using your D4, D810, and a Z6. About all you use lately. Well, you can't beat that array of cameras, man. Yeah. D4 just has its own little mystical secret sauce about it. I don't think it's just that it's 16 megapixel. It's just something about it. So
Nikon's own sensor.
Okay, there it is. There it is. But I loved my D4. I didn't love it enough. I didn't love it enough to keep it, but
I did.
I never shot one, but I heard that was a really good camera.
Mm-hmm. It has a secret sauce to it. I guess that's it, Roy. The Nikon sensor in it.
D6 has got the Sony.
Talking about the 850s coming up here, and it's like I haven't used my D850 in a while, and I did fool around with it like a few weeks ago, and it's like just a few button layout changes. I'm so used to the Z9 now, it messes you up, man. It messes you up, and it's like, no.
I'm glad I dumped my D850s after I got the Z9.
There it is.
The Nikon Museum's hours are from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m.
You two need to combine with your backdrop, Jeffrey, and his cameras and everything. Man.
Yeah, but my backdrop is it. Roy, if he had a backdrop, he'd have about 20 shelves across, and they'd all be full.
That's true.
There's a big difference between what I have and what Roy has.
Hey, Paul, give me just a minute. Yeah, you can call him, but give me just a minute. Let me get to the bottom of the comments here in the chat. Nancy, your husband almost had a heart attack when he saw your credit card after the Z9 purchase. What's he going to say after that 600 F4 purchase you're going to make?
Yeah.
The first words were probably, "And what are you getting me for Christmas?"
Yeah,
that's what I would say.
There goes the addition to the house.
She's going to get him some prints from her new Z9.
Be like Charlie Brown. I got a rock. I got a rock.
Yeah, Greg. Not organizing yet. I guess you heard me talking about it a minute ago. Still having a small problem. It's a tech problem, which means I can't fix it, and I'll find Maz I think will help me out. It's probably a 5-minute fix, but.
Yeah, he commented, I think you got to format the drives.
Yes.
I don't know how to do that. That's just it. I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, if you just go into disk management, or you're on a Mac. Are you on a Mac?
I'm on a Mac.
Okay.
I went to disk utility, and it didn't help me at all. It spit at me.
It didn't show those drives unformatted?
It showed the OWC, and that was it.
Yeah.
You usually won't see them on a NAS drive, though. It has to be done from the box itself.
Okay. Yeah, I'm out of luck now.
Well,
That's the
Mozman,
extent
I'm
of-
sure Chuck,
The
you send
extent of my
Mozman a
technical
ticket on an
ability is to
airline.
plug it in. That's the extent of my technical ability. I got it running because I heard the drives running. That's it. That's as far as I could take it for fear I
When
would
you-
tear it up.
When
You
you
just
plug
got
in
to
a new
send
drive,
Maz a airline ticket. He'll come and help you out, set it up for you.
Yeah, he just commented. He could probably talk you through it, I bet.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody could. Roy could if he'd just get off the money and call me. Oh man. All right, getting to the bottom here. Well, I'm probably not close to the bottom. Nancy says she's now on a budget. She'll never retire. Well, that's what photography does to you. It's terrible. What a money pit it can be. Let's see. Anything. I'm sorry, passing up some comments. Yeah, Mozman. Okay, got you there. That's what they were saying. Repeating that in Erasmus, like pretty easy to do. I beg to differ. You can, I beg you to differ. All right. Let's see. Man, and you guys, all these comments, you guys are wonderful. And I said in the reminder that I would do my best to keep up with you guys, since it's up to you guys to drive the show tonight. All right. Okay. I don't even know how to do the format, Moz. I know you think I'm kidding. I am not kidding. I am that ignorant.
were they new drives or they reused?
No, he's got brand new drives.
Brand new. Yep. Let's see.
Maybe check
Going to
there's
the
no
bottom.
petition on them already.
Huh?
Remove the petition that's on them, then plug
Yeah.
them in.
You're talking Japanese right now.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, they probably have a walkthrough on the homepage for the company how to do it.
I
Maybe.
tried to go there. I tried to go there and find it, but yeah, all the videos I found just said use desktop utility. Well, that was no help. Thanks, people on YouTube. You can show me how to change a clutch on a 52 Ford, but I can't reformat my drives. So Sith, I see you're in here. Okay, D4's good, but let's see. Not as revolution as a D3. Sold my D4 for a Z9. Yeah, the D3 was the first, really, right? I mean, the D3 has a significant place in Nikon history. And we'll see what Nikon does this spring. If nothing else, maybe a D7 II or Z7 II, but also going to replace the PC. There you go.
Yeah. Now here's the challenge, Roy. Do you got the D3S as well? Do you have the
No,
D3S?
I haven't.
That was my first pro level camera. Was the D3S.
That's a lot of people.
Man, I love that camera.
I understand, buddy. Talking about your backdrop there, Mr. Jeffrey. Let's see. Little known fact is that photosynthesis. Well, wait a minute. I gotta pull this up. Little known fact is that photosynthesis Nikon serial number database is comprised solely of Roy's lenses. Okay.
I went on those websites to fill in all my serial numbers, and I got tired.
Thanks,
The whole
Mom.
day doing it. It's terrible.
Yeah, Millerad. All right, buddy. How you doing? Let's see. Everyone is smiling. Does it mean no Hulk rant today? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find something to rant about here in a bit. Even if I just got to make it up. Shoot.
We all had M&Ms before we came on the air, so we're all happy.
You know, did Elvis do an encore? I mean, come on. Of course, I can find a rant somewhere.
Well, we were talking earlier how YouTube is dried up of content. Nothing new going on out there.
Yeah. Is anybody else finding that too? Let's see.
It's just
No, 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 Paul. That'd be fine. That'll be fine if we miss that. All right. Um, 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 um,
Just saw another crow flying backwards.
another what?
Crow flying backwards. Very windy.
Is it wind?
very
I was just
windy
going to say, you sure you don't have a hurricane or something going on?
Very
Wow.
windy.
Let's see. Come on. Let me get to the bottom. You guys are in rare form tonight. I'll tell you, it's great. Yeah. Well, and it's not a matter of being lazy, which I am that as well. But I've learned a long time ago, rather than tear something up, it's probably a good idea to ask somebody. And oh, by the way, I would have read the instructions, but it seems we don't get instructions with things anymore because everybody just knows this stuff except for me.
Yeah, that's what I was shocked. That new Rodecaster Pro 2 I just got. No instructions in the box at all.
No. They want you to tear it up. So you
Yeah.
You got to go online and print everything out yourself now. I mean,
Well,
they're too cheap to give you a manual.
It's like, luckily I've been watching videos before I got it on how to set it up and different things you can do with it. So it wasn't like I didn't know what to do, but if you didn't, there was nothing in the box with it.
Remember how thick the manual was for the Z9 when you got it?
Yeah.
And then you go online and it's like, if they printed that out, it would have been like this thick. And they give you something that's like 20 pages of not much of anything.
Yeah, but we don't need manuals for cameras. I mean, go over to some of the Facebook sites.
Yeah, go to the Z9 group on Facebook and you'll see.
Yes. I love when people ask a question like, how do I turn flash on or whatever?
Oh, my gosh.
And everybody just goes berserk in the chat.
That group drives me insane.
And they're not assuming it has a pop-up flash, are they?
If you get on there, you will die at some of the questions and stuff people ask. I mean, I get, there's a time when you're new at this stuff, but maybe the Z9 wasn't the camera to break yourself in on. I don't know.
Here you go. That's exactly right. Exactly right, Greg. You need to go online for destructions now. Yeah.
All my manuals are on the tablet. That way I don't have to carry it around with me.
So I'm a tech idiot, okay? And I love when people try to help me by throwing out a bunch more technical information. And I'm thinking, dude, you're not helping. I don't even know what you're talking about. Do you understand? We got to go back to ground zero, ones and zeros for me, man.
You got to have the stick figure drawing of the guy with the stick figure guy with the drive in his hand and put it into the box.
Man, ain't that true, Millerad? Isn't that true? That is so true.
That is true.
I was just talking to my wife tonight. I said, they give all us old people pills to take, but you can't read the instructions. You got to have a microscope to read the instructions. Now, how safe is that? There's a rant. Let me get on that for a minute.
I use the camera on my phone to read everything.
Yeah, I was trying to, on the enclosure here, trying to turn the little bitty tiny little dial on the back from RAID 0. There you go. I need to wear them around all the time, though, Roy, the way it is now. I was trying to turn it to RAID 1. And supposedly it's got an arrow on it. Not for human eyes, it doesn't.
Well,
hawk maybe, but
because all the arrows now are the same color as the item. Nothing's color coded as it used to be. They don't want to put different color inks on the plastics, or the metal. Everything is just like stamped and you got to look
Yeah.
real close and say, "Oh yeah, that looks like a raised arrow to me," with my magnifying glass.
So I'm running around the house and my wife's going, "What's wrong?" I said, "Well, I need a magnifying glass." "What do you need a magnifying glass?" "Let me look at it." Okay, that didn't help. It's crazy.
It's worse when you get your macro lens out to read things.
Hey, thanks, Miles, man. I'll check it out. I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, Greg Wilson. That's probably one of the questions you will see in that group.
What's that?
Where does the battery go in the Z9? There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
door on the bottom. That is no joke.
So
No,
we can pick that up, and I can go back to my old rants right after it started falling in the hands of people in early January, when us normal human beings couldn't touch it yet, because there were NPS members sitting around going, "Man, I don't know,
Yeah.
Z9. I don't know. Let me think about that for a couple of weeks." While the rest of us had already paid for it. And, I don't know, man. I don't know.
Well,
Maybe
I enjoy the one where I look through the camera and everything's fuzzy, but I look at the back display and everything looks sharp.
Oh yeah, people don't realize the diopter.
Yeah. They don't realize they have a diopter adjustment. It's like,
Yeah, that's how I
Well, you
know I
left your
pick up the
glasses
wrong
on.
camera here. When I pick up my wife's camera, I'm like, oh man, because her diopter's set different than mine.
Yeah. so mine's, I can't make up my mind. Am I going to wear my glasses when I look through it, or am I not going to wear my glasses?
Yeah, I don't even attempt to use my glasses.
But then I got to have glasses to look at the image, So it's
Yeah,
one of those,
I'm the
do I or
opposite.
don't I?
I always wear my glasses, but then I changed that feature where you kind of truncate the display a little bit so you can see edge to edge when you're wearing eyeglasses. It makes
Oh.
it easier for you to see everything.
Everybody get ready. Jeffrey's pulling out the big word dictionary tonight. Truncated.
Truncated. That took me years to be able to say that word. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Programmer's
All the best
word.
He's
words.
trying to show us up. That's what he's
I'm-
trying to do.
I'm getting better, man. I had, I'm drinking my Coke, and I slept at a Holiday Inn last night, so I can speak
There you
pretty
go.
good.
Oh,
The opposite is concatenate.
could what night?
Concatenate. That's to join them together again.
Oh. You got a sparring
opposite of
partner,
truncate.
Jeffrey.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'll pass.
Old programmer's words.
Okay. All right.
David Stewart's look at David Stewart's eyes. That is so true.
Man. Can't make it up.
That's a good one.
Nick, let's see. Diopter was out when I had my Z7100. Let's see. It took way too long to realize it. Oh, man. But you know what? That is one of the questions over there that I saw early on,
Yeah.
and everybody goes, oh, and the other thing about the little button on the side for pushing for
Yes.
EVF or screen only or both or whatever.
People are like, I can't see through my viewfinder, but it's on the back of the screen, and vice
Yeah.
versa.
Xenon's not for everyone.
I'm making fun of them, but I'm right there with them. My abilities are truncated. So when it comes to, I'm trying to find a way to work that in there. I don't know if that works.
Hey, you pronounced the word correctly, so you have bonus points for this evening show.
Yeah.
All right, man. All
That's
right.
funny.
Patches, you always got to get active when Chuck comes on. You know that, don't you?
I'm surprised my cat, he kept us up last
Throw
night,
me the
jumping
ball,
up on the
throw me the
bed,
ball.
jumping down. So tonight the cat's locked out.
She can lay at my feet for 2 hours before the show. The show comes on, and it's like, here comes the ball. It's like, what is it?
You're absolutely right. That's my, instead of investigating, there you go. You're absolutely right, Mike. Squint harder
Yep.
and try to look at it from different angles.
And
you know?
definitely more light. That's how I am, man. I have to have a lot of light anymore.
Yep. Man, we need some young people in here.
Yeah,
We do.
we need some young people on this panel.
Yeah, we do. Hey, if you're under 50 and you'd like to join,
Yeah.
just send me an email.
Okay,
Please.
Chuck, let's go back memory lane. And when you had Lawrence Welk on, you know, he used to have the Geritol commercials on at the beginning
Yeah.
of the show.
That's
So
who's
I'm-
going to. That's who's going to sponsor, or that's
Yeah.
the commercials you can expect to get from my channel whenever I do hit 1,000
Yeah.
subscribers.
Doan's pills for backaches, Geritol.
Mosbad's comments great.
And you all thought I was kidding.
That's a good one.
Oh, man.
I guess this is just joke night.
Yeah.
Well, it is Saturday Night Live, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh man. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button. I mean, we practice this all day today, those of us in the panel right now, and it's going off perfect. You guys believe that, right? You know, it is. And we've been talking about that for a while too. There are a few younger folks in here that have emailed me and everything else. I don't know if they're in here tonight, whether they're just viewing or if they're in the chat. But, you know, and the other thing is people will talk to me as if I remember. And that's become as big a problem as actually reading the instructions on pill bottles. Yeah, we have a few, and I'm sorry if I don't remember the names, but oh man,
Joys of getting old. Still
Well,
better than the alternative.
In the
Yes.
photo club I'm in, sad to say, I mean, I don't think there's anybody in that club that's younger than 45.
so Rakesh is under 50. All right. All right. All right, so we got 51 people in here viewing tonight, and I really appreciate that, folks. If you want to jump in and make fun of us old people, you know, we're okay with that, or at least I am. Millerad, let's see. Mr. Chuck, what's your plan when it hits 1,000 subs? Saturday Night Live special, maybe? Absolutely. We will have a special for that, no doubt about it, because that's about as far as I think I'll ever go on YouTube.
I was going to say, you're going to have to do a quick special because probably the next day you'll have
Yeah.
two less.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, you bet we will. Absolutely.
Crazy.
And I get to start the M&M fund.
See, I look at it when I get arthritis in my hands real bad, and I get, you know, a little bit older. I'll just say to the nurse, wheel me back and forth. I have to adjust my focus.
There you go. Exactly.
I'm gonna do. I have plans to do a giveaway when I reach 1,000. I think I'm
Yeah,
gonna give away a 2470 F4.
There you go.
It might be a while though.
Let's see. Just my coffee lens. Okay. Yeah, I saw you toss that there, Roy.
It's in the way.
Yeah.
No good, it's empty.
All right. Where is Z Wade when we need him?
Yeah. And she Wade.
Where's Mr. Pollard? We got to get Mr. Pollard here.
Yeah,
Either,
yeah.
I think people have been way busy lately. Maybe that's why there's lack of content on YouTube.
Could be.
Everybody's shopping. Everybody's still shopping last minute gift ideas or something.
Just give them money, it's easier.
Got a message from some people that we have a snowy owl that showed up in Missouri here. That would be pretty weird for this early. They do come down this far.
I can't answer that, Greg. That's why I'm not going to get attached to 1,000. That's what David was saying. If it's a one night thing, we'll have a party here in the live stream because the next day it'll go away.
If I look at my monthly growth for subscribers, I think I have to make it like a 10-year plan before I hit that amount of people.
Jeff, I only have 192 subs. I think I may be so old I couldn't remember what I offered as a giveaway for 1,000. No, I sold that years ago.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was supposed to give that away.
Yeah, by that time you hit 1,000, you got a half inch of dust on it that you got to brush off.
Well, we got to laugh about it because it does no good to rant about it. I just get in trouble. So,
Yeah, Ronald Pollard's been posting a lot on his Facebook page. He's been busy, from what I can tell.
he's been busy with his work,
Yeah.
his paid work, and he's doing a lot of he's running I don't know if I'd call it a course or what, for some people in photography.
I saw that. He had like a group of people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It is Christmas season after all. You're right.
Hate it. Too expensive.
Oh, yeah.
Roy, you just haven't learned how to use it yet. Make it very expensive, but make it about you.
I don't like Christmas.
I like Thanksgiving myself much more.
We don't have it
because
here.
there's no gifts, just family getting together and talking and relaxing.
We don't
Yeah.
have Thanksgiving, but we have Christmas barbecues outside. And
Hey, yeah, Millerad, it does help to subscribe, even if you don't really watch their content on a regular basis. But it definitely does help to subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
support.
Yeah, I think I was looking at my last video that I did, and I don't know. I think it's like I just shake my head. It's like there's like 400 plus views and like 14 likes.
Yeah.
It's like really seriously.
Well, I was just telling Chuck tonight that Peter over at Nikon Rumors put my last video in his weekly update, and it gave me a bunch of views but no subscribers.
It's Sub Saturday. You should have posted it today.
Yeah.
Subscriptions are free. Hey, Millerad, yeah, it helps out the small channels. I mean, for the giant channels, it doesn't mean anything to them at all. But it
Yeah.
helps out the small channel because it does open up a few things within YouTube that you can do as a creator, a content creator. I don't know if anybody call what I do a content, but anyway, or creating either. But it does help the channel out because once you get to 1,000, everybody thinks it's all about being monetized, and it's not. It really helps in pushing your content out before more people. I
Yeah.
mean, what do we have? We're going on 8 billion people now in the world.
Yeah, because
And
at 1,000 subscribers, it's not like you're gonna make make money off 1,000 subscribers anyway.
You're gonna make enough to buy a pack of gum once in a while.
Yeah.
It's
So,
really
but
about,
the
like Chuck's
thing-
saying, about getting your content out a little easier.
And, they push your content a little heavier, a little more, because it only makes sense because they're deriving revenue from your content. I mean,
Yeah.
that's just the way it works. So the more people they get it before, the more ad revenue they can gather or whatever. But the nice thing is maybe it goes before people that haven't seen it before. I got 800 and what? I don't know. It changes so quick. I have to go check every time I say that. 830 or something like that subscribers. Divide that into the 7.6 million people that are, or billion people that are on Earth.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of people out there who never heard about Chuck Talks, and they need to.
Well, I just
Happy
picked
to
up
spread
one
the
here
word.
a few minutes ago. So if you're in the chat room and you just subscribed, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're at 8:32 right now, Chuck. I just checked.
Hey,
8:32.
I do appreciate that, whoever it was, because it makes the three I lost today feel much better. What did I do last night? Did anybody see me on YouTube last night live or
That's the
something?
thing. You don't have to do anything.
Evidently, I was sleep streaming last night
Yeah.
and made 2 or 3 people mad, and they thought, that's it, I'm done. I don't get it. I don't get it. Then we got to laugh about it.
Yeah, do a photo shoot with Hooter girls, Chuck, and yeah, you'll have everybody watching.
Oh, Gustavo said it went back to 8:31.
Yeah, see, there you go. When you start talking about it,
Yeah. Let's get it down to 5 before the end of the show. Keep going, folks. Let's go.
It's kind of like I've known some people in the Army that had made it to the rank of staff sergeant 3 times. It's kind of like YouTube. They get promoted, do something stupid, back to sergeant they go.
yeah.
Oh man, Gustavo, somebody's messing with me. No, they're doing a good job. It's I don't know. Maybe they have it set up so it automatically does that, but it's fun. My wife will ask me. I go, I don't know. Well, what was the last time you looked? I don't know. And it won't matter because it's going to be different this time.
I've got an ace in the hole. I've got a old boss of mine that said he doesn't have a YouTube channel or a YouTube login or anything, but he said if you get to $9.99, I'll create one.
Gee, thanks.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm like, well, I'm going to hold you to that.
Oh man. No, I would tell him, and you need to find a few other people. Wait till it gets to about 1,004.
Yeah.
And give me a couple of days because I'm going to need whatever you can provide because I'm going to fall back to.
Need a buffer.
Yeah, you do. You need like a 5 or 6 subscriber buffer, really.
Yeah.
I rant in my sleep. My wife accused me of that a few years ago. It seemed like I was ranting in my sleep.
Yeah, if you're rolling over in bed and your wife just hears, I want a Z30. I want a Z30. You know you're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh man. So I went out and shot some video. I think I was telling everybody Wednesday during the live stream. My stepson needed somebody to step up and do some video work for him because he'd already paid for a location and everything. His videographer had fallen out sick, couldn't do it that morning. So anyway, I went and did it. I don't know. He said he was happy with it, but I don't know if he's just being nice. But anyway, the one thing I was going to say is he fell in love with the Z9 for the video capability. He loved that 4K 120. I mean, he loved it.
Yeah.
And I'm happy for him. But now I want to see Nikon do something, coming there January, February, March, somewhere in there. Drop something that is more affordable that will provide him with that 4K 120
Yeah.
10-bit. Because he was extremely happy. He said that's all he wants. And if Nikon had something else right now that did that internally, he'd be all over it. So I'm hoping that we see that in January, February, March.
I don't have the Z7 II anymore. What's it do? 4K 60? Is that its max on 4K on the Z7 II or Z6 II?
Z6 II is 4K 60, but
It's not 10-bit, I don't think.
it's not 10-bit internal.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I knew that was going to be a hot trick. Everybody says, go buy Adamus 3 or Adamus 5 or whatever, Ninja 5 or whatever, or some other capture device. But, a lot of people don't want that burden either. So,
Oh yeah, now you're adding bulk, you're adding weight, you got all this stuff hanging off your camera. It's like,
and more media that you have to be able to download from.
Yeah.
Different
That's what's
media.
nice. That's what's really nice about the Z9 is you don't need that.
Right.
You know, unless you're wanting it for a larger screen to monitor what you're recording.
Field
But,
monitor.
Yeah.
I use them a lot. I like field monitors.
Yeah.
Hero. Maybe
But it's
maybe that's what's going on. Maybe they unsubscribe for a day, wait a few days, and subscribe again. But somebody's forgetting to resubscribe every now and then.
Mozman's on a roll tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, I got to get down there quick. Sleep talking about the Z8. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man.
That's hilarious.
I'm just upset I didn't call the Z9 the Z1. Confuses me no end.
We can get that going again. That took a life of its own.
Yeah.
We talked about the Z1. Could there be a flagship camera, the Z1? The Z9 is just a placeholder.
It could be interesting.
I don't know. So let's jump to March. Who's going to, I don't even, where am I going?
To
Z8?
March.
WPPI. Anybody going to WPPI?
No,
No, not me.
too far.
Yeah, Roy, it'd be a trip for you, no doubt about it. So right now,
You come to the States, you'd get confused. You'd say, where are the kangaroos at?
Vahagan and I are going.
All your kangaroos are about that big, aren't they? They're called bunnies.
Yeah.
No, they're out. We have them out west. They're called kangaroo rats.
Yeah. I was just getting ready to say
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. Hero, which group were you talking about? The Z9 users group or the amateurs group that Charles mentioned? I'm not sure which group you were talking about.
Now, I'm going to throw my shameless plug there at the bottom of the screen.
There you go.
Yeah, I like Greg's Wilson's comment. I don't have to worry about spending money. Nikon hasn't announced anything and hasn't made my 800. Yeah, it's like when you're sitting there. When it's bad when you're sitting there and you have money to spend and you can't spend it on anything.
It's crazy. Yeah.
That's like, come on, guys.
Could you imagine if they would have had just unlimited stock of these lenses ready to go? How much? Not unlimited, but you know what I mean. You know, enough to just keep fulfilling orders. They would have sold every one of them.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
when you have to stop taking orders on your 1 to 400, that's pretty bad too.
That is bad. Especially, I mean, I get with the big primes, you know, they're all handmade and those take longer or whatever. But yeah, that 100 to 400 is shocking that they stopped that.
Yeah,
And where's the 200 to 600 got to? That's still
Well,
that's on the
those-
roadmap, but it's on the roadmap. But the roadmap, there's a fork in the road, and
No,
they get
no, no.
confused.
I saw the post or the thing from Nikon. Nikon said that they realized that the demand for the 2 to 600 will be so large that they won't be able to take orders for it. So they're just not going to announce it until they can fulfill all the possible orders. Meaning, like everything else they put out, you ain't getting it anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I guess here we go, man. That's just the opening for a rant. And it's a good thing that Saturday night, because poor Andy doesn't have to put up with my Nikon rants. he likes
Andy's sleeping right now.
exactly. He likes to try to talk me off the ledge when I start on that. And he brought up some good points Wednesday. I enjoyed him being on the show. It was great, and I hope he joins us some more. And he's the only guy that I know that has lenses that Roy doesn't have.
What?
Roy has another warehouse like a mile from his house. He just doesn't show it to you.
Yeah,
7 kilometers.
I think Andy's the only guy in the UK that owns both the 400 2.8 TC and the 600 f4 TC.
Yeah.
Nice glass.
Yeah.
Now I'm retired. I can't afford it.
Yeah. I wish I would have kept my 800.
I had the
Yeah.
800 AFS version.
I'm just holding on to my 1-400 until everybody's jonesing for it, and I'm gonna sell it.
Yeah.
Sell, mark it up. Say I'll sell it to you for twice what I paid for it. It's
12 grand, baby.
deal.
12 grand. That's what the Z9 was going for. 12 grand.
Yeah.
No, can't do that. I can't get rid of that. I might as well. I don't use it. I haven't been shooting anything lately. Well, other than the video the other day.
And my buddy that bought that 800 PF from me, he just got back from taking pics of eagles up in Iowa, and man, he got some incredible photos. That 800 PF is a great lens.
Yes.
Yeah.
All the long Nikons are very, very good.
Yeah. That 400 is sharp as a tack.
Even the 4.5 is very good. And Leica.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Have you been out shooting yours, Roy?
No, I took a couple of shots, but I got bored because I couldn't see the buttons on the back of the lens, back of the camera. I had to go find a torch. It drove me nuts.
Oh man. All right. So, all right, chat. It's up to you guys. You got to carry the load. I put the burden on you all tonight. Answer your questions, opine, get on the phone. Even though you sound tinny, you can still talk to everybody instead of having to type everything. You guys get in there and mix it up. Hey, Hero Shots, thanks for joining the group, man. We expect to see photos over there. All right. James isn't in here. James must be busy. James is the one that started the general chat over there. So you guys know, over on Nikon Amateurs group page, you can go into the chat there, and anybody that's on, I guess, online or on Facebook will come up in the chat. So if you want to just shoot a message out or in the chat, you can talk to whoever's available at the time. So we can carry on conversations 24/7 now. So we're going to have a lot of fun with that. I thank James for doing that. D Moots is another administrator, but he don't do much over there.
I think I've approved some people. That's about it.
Just kidding, man. Just kidding.
Hey, you get what you pay for, Chuck, and the pay really isn't that good,
No, I realize that. I realize it pays no good, but you still have a little pride and do your job well. No, man, thanks for approving people. Because that's just it. With one person holding the approval button, people will actually ask to join, and
Yeah.
I'm stuck somewhere for hours on end or a day or whatever.
Yeah, we have there's another group that I run, and we have 3 guys, and we're constantly approving people. It's crazy. I couldn't do it by myself. There's no way.
Yeah.
It's every day we have 8 or 10 new people.
Yep. And having a couple of people or more in there to do that, just to prove the people that are trying to join the group, really helps out. So people don't think, well, I'm going to, like some of the places or some of the groups I've tried to join or on Facebook pages or whatever, and you submit a thing requesting to join, and it's like days go by.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you see people posting constantly. It's not like the page shut down. It's just somehow you got missed in the approval. So I really appreciate that, David.
Yeah, like ours, the other group I'm in that I run is we have like 3 questions that you're supposed to answer, which helps kind of weed out just, trolls. And if you don't answer them, we typically don't approve you, but a lot of times I'll do research on the person and kind of see if they're legit, and then I'll go ahead and approve them afterwards. But if you answer all the questions, you get approved pretty quick.
Yeah, Jeff and Leslie makes a point that I know quite a few friends that have switched over to Sony for exactly what he's saying. Nothing out there in Nikon land to buy right now, and you got the money to spend. And if you wanted to get a Sony with a 2-600, A7R5 or whatever, you just snap your fingers and you have it. It's very frustrating.
Yeah, we've been through those conversations a few times, and go back to our buddy Bayou Josh.
Yeah,
man, the hatred that followed him saying,
yeah,
why is it people can't respect what you want to do? I mean, what business is it of anybody to say, well, that's a dumb reason to switch or whatever?
You don't have to. You could have any reason in the world you want. It doesn't matter. It satisfies what you need for what you're taking. Then who cares what you shoot?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Who cares what you shoot?
And as long as what I didn't enjoy. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's nice when you see somebody out there providing that kind of content that is shooting Nikon. That's great. But I didn't follow him just because he's shooting Nikon. There are plenty of bad photographers out there shooting Nikon I could follow.
The personality is more important. The content.
Yeah.
I guess I missed. Mozman said that I guess Nick Page got more hate than Bayou Josh. I guess I missed all that.
Yeah.
I knew he was switching, but
well, I think he just. Was he the guy that I mentioned a week ago or so that did it might have been did a video and really slamming Sony and because he said the camera, he treats his cameras rough and he said that they just don't hold up, and he really
I think that was Nick Page. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, he really ground them in the ground pretty good. He didn't have too much nice to say about it.
Yeah, he went from Canon to Sony, and that's what Jeff and Leslie are saying right now. And didn't he also talk about he saw somebody drop a Canon R5 in the water?
Yeah.
They picked it up, and it was still okay. It was still working or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
It will work for a while, but as the water works its way into it, it'll probably not work.
But
His
reasoning
he had to
was,
remove the video because of the backlash he got from it.
his reasoning was he just didn't feel the Sony was as rugged or weatherproof or whatever.
Yeah.
And he'd had some issues with it. Yeah, he treats it wrong or treats it rough. But first of all, if you're going to be a photographer, I'm not saying you mistreat your equipment, but you take it out and you use it. I don't care what the weather's like or whatever.
Early on, when the Sony cameras were coming out, they were horrible at weather sealing. There was videos going all over YouTube showing how bad their weather sealing was compared to other cameras.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my A7 was temperamental from the beginning. Then it died.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think that one of the things Mozman just pointed out, he says if you have when he has a problem with the Sony, they can't fix his camera. It's almost like they treat it like they're throwaway cameras. Oh, it's broken. Sorry, go buy another one.
Sony don't fix their own cameras. They shop it out to small companies that don't have the stock to repair them.
That's not good, man. It's not good.
Not professional.
Yeah. Well, now before we get going, I am definitely not. I don't want to get started and beating up Sony. You know what you're buying. There are good cameras, but there are, some issues. Just like Nikon doesn't have an issue with not working. I mean, their issue is you don't get the camera to see if it works or not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't even go unless you go to B&H, Chuck. Like you go to B&H, obviously you could pick up and hold every camera brand you want and see how it feels in your hand, put it up to your eye, fool around with the controls and stuff like that. But, you don't have a camera store near you. You're just like you're reading reviews, people's opinions. You're trying to hope you guess right, and you're buying it online or whatever, and then you get it and you pray that it's what you want.
Yeah.
Horrible way to have to buy anything.
There you go. Mike Norton says, I can pretty much wait out the Z8. I have too many Nikons already. There you go. No. You got some competition there, Roy. I don't think it's really competition, man.
I like competition.
You got Nikon cameras I haven't even heard of yet, I'm sure.
Perhaps. I've got the Fuji one, the S5 as well, which is good. Fuji S5 is a Nikon D200 and with steroids.
Yeah, Nick's channel was
Nikons too.
Hey, there's a question for everybody. When it comes to landscape photography, does anybody watch what's his name, Hardcastle, Photo Tripper or Photo?
Yeah, I watch him. Yeah,
Oh man, I love his channel.
Yeah, I
Great
watch him.
personality.
Him and his is it his fiance, girlfriend?
I think they're married.
Wife?
I think they're married now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's just he's a hoot, man.
Yeah, I started watching him a long time ago.
And quite the good photographer too. You don't even watch him to see his photography, but he is. Yeah, Gavin, that's his name.
Yeah, he's
Gavin
he's
Hardcastle.
comical.
Yeah.
and the other guys he shoots with, they all have their own channels as well.
Yeah.
And I watch all those
Grumpy.
guys.
Yeah.
And I'm not a landscape shooter, but I enjoy their content.
Oh man, I do too. I just stumbled upon him by accident because I used to watch a few of the landscape photographers over in UK.
Yeah.
Paul Johnson, Gary Go, and I can't remember now. But anyway, I used to love watching them, and somehow he kind of got put into the mix. I don't know, maybe it was a recommendation from YouTube or whatever.
Yeah,
But once
probably.
I watched his first video and I thought, well, let's see how good this is,
Yeah.
And I thought, oh man, this guy's on. He's money.
Do you
He's
watch
on it.
his do you watch his spin-off channel that he has where him and his wife are remodeling that church?
Yeah. Everything he's a comedian, man. He's great.
Yeah.
Oh man, Thomas Eaton. Yeah, I've watched
He's
Thomas
good.
Eaton for a while. Hmm.
I watch Nigel's channel sometimes.
But yeah, those guys are great, man. I love.
The thing about it is I watch Photo Tripper and it makes me want to go out and take those type of photos.
I was just gonna say it is inspirational.
It is. And I just don't have the scenery around here. So I have to wait till I travel to even attempt to take stuff like that. But
Yeah.
every time I watch it, it makes me want to do that. So
No, you're right. And I think that's why I was watching Paul Johnson. Then I thought, man, I'd love to go do this. So actually, this has been a few years ago. I'm out in the back here around the little swamp, the little waterfowl refuge, and I'm trying to compose a photo. And it's like, no, no, you can't make this work, Chuck. Why are you even trying? So you're absolutely right.
yeah,
It seems like UK is full of landscape photography.
lots of just their trees and the way the green grows on the trees there.
Yep.
It's kind of like down south in U.S., southeastern U.S. has a lot of that too. But yeah, it's something about that area. It's very photogenic.
You got a lot of rocks. You got a lot of cliffs, crashing
Not more
water,
green here either.
all that kind of stuff.
Very green. I like the castles and churches and things too there.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I used to complain to my wife all the time. Why did America just plows crap down? There's nothing. What's that song? Making a parking lot or tearing something down to making a parking.
Put up a parking lot.
That's America. That's America. There you go. We got a 200-year-old church. The
800 years.
Yeah.
I saw an 800-year-old one that looked very interesting too.
Yeah. And what do? We tear it down. Why? Because it's unsafe to go in it. Well, why didn't we just keep it up? UK, they had the World War just about destroyed everything, and they seem to bring it all back to life. I don't get it, man. No, man.
Yeah, the,
Well, like that brings
Olympic
up a good
National
point though
Park
about
is,
talking about Photo Tripper. I subscribe to like T-Mid and Tog Life and all those guys too.
Mhm.
And I don't take those types of pictures, but I would love to. But that's why I like watching other photographers and their content is because it inspires me to at least try it or, someday get out there and try it.
Yeah.
And plus they're entertaining and they have really good content.
Yep. I agree.
well, like I think we had a little bit of a conversation on how your genres change, especially if you end up moving to a different location in the country.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
One minute, my an older cousin who I haven't seen, God, and I probably haven't seen her in 40 years. She lived in New Mexico and taking pictures in the desert. My God, the colors of the sky with the cactus and everything. I mean,
Yeah.
just beautiful, beautiful photographs.
Well,
And,
that's like right now here where I'm at, there's nothing. I mean, if I have to drive probably about an hour and a half to go take pics of eagles, and so I haven't been doing much because there's just nothing close by to me right now. But in 16 days I'm heading up north to great gray owls, take pics of great gray owls. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm looking forward to living vicariously through you since I can hear an owl out here behind the house, but I've never seen him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now you could feel like you're in nature now. We could do bird sounds for you.
Well, I haven't heard him. I mean, it's like 28 degrees tonight. So, he's probably smart enough to be in a warm place.
His vocal cords are frozen.
Yeah. The wife and I are taking off the day after Christmas and heading up to Minnesota.
All right, man. Man, you're just having a ball.
Yeah, we enjoy going up there, and it's cold, but once you get that great gray owl in front of you, you forget all about the cold for a little while.
Well,
and then you get cold all of a sudden.
We have the snow owls here in Connecticut. Now they're at the opposite end of the state from me, of course.
Yeah.
But I might actually try that this year to go up and catch the snowy owl. Oh man. So Brian, yeah, you got a lot of work ahead of you, buddy. I bet you do.
Yeah.
Oh.
I did a corporate Christmas party once too, and then I had to get all the photos together. I had to get it on the corporate website so everybody could, to look at it and everything. Yeah, that's a royal pain in the neck.
Did everybody there ask you to send them a copy? That's
everybody's all like this.
I'm shooting I shoot an indoor car event, car and bike show, and 1,000 people in there. Hey, what are you going to do with those?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not sending you one.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you can say, well,
through the
why were
promoter.
you
I tell them,
dancing
you go to the promoter. The promoter will get you a photo. Okay. They're all going to him because I can't possibly take down everybody in this, giant exhibition. Everybody and their brother. Hey man, can you send me that? Get a hold of the promoter.
Yeah.
You do a corporate Christmas party, you got a lot of blackmail photos, man. You could say, hey, how come you were dancing with so-and-so's wife for like 3 hours? Let me see. I got about 20 pictures of that. What's it worth to you to make them go away?
Yeah. Julian Baird. I watched him too. I've watched him too.
Yeah.
He's good. I haven't seen anything from him lately. I'm not getting any, it's not pushing any of his content to me unless maybe he slowed down a little bit.
They still seem to come and go. They must get overwhelmed by all the work, no comebacks, and
well, you know what, and rightly so, because I'll tell you, it does wear on you, and there are a lot of people that may be one of the issues right now. Is everybody was doubling down for a while, and it's easy to hit that burnout point. Like you say, man, I got to take a break. I got to back off. The house hadn't been painted in 10 years.
Hey,
Because
Chuck,
I've
you
been on
got an
YouTube.
invite. You got an invite to go shoot snowy owls with Daryl Stratford.
All right. Yeah. Daryl lives over next to me. I'm trying to get down there. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Yeah, you go. True. Everyone getting the photos. I send one link to the manager. That's it. Okay. That's smart. Again,
Yeah.
that's that technical stuff, man. I don't know. People tell me all the time they're sending something and they send it to me wrapped in some kind of whatever, my stepdaughter, she's good about that. Well, just Google Snoop it or Google whatever, group it, or I don't even know what she's talking about. It's simple. Well, it obviously hidden.
They send you stuff hidden in a cloaking device.
And then it's, well, everybody knows about that. No, I can guarantee you everybody don't. Yeah, there it is. Snowy owls. All right, man. All right.
Where's Stratford from you?
I don't know.
All we get is kookaburras everywhere.
That's what's good about up in Minnesota. There's snowies there as well. So hopefully we'll run into some snowies there. And
every year here, I see all these great photos though up here in Connecticut from the snowies.
yeah,
I just want an owl. Period. I'm going to buy me one of them things at Tractor Supply to scare the birds away. I'm going to kind of put it in the woods. The right lighting and it'll look real. It might not be one from around here and everybody will call me out. No, dude, it was here. It was here.
A stuffed one.
Yes, exactly. Just like D Mooch does with deer.
Hey, amazing what tranquilizer darts can do. That's it.
Oh, man. Let's see. Yeah, Jeff and Leslie talking about he only does video every couple of weeks. Yeah, the people that are putting them out one after another, man.
Z-Wade's very prolific.
Yeah, he's got a workflow down. And you know what? Also, he's single.
That helps,
Yeah, it does.
especially financially.
Well, and the thing is too, his videos tend to be like 5 minutes long, so that helps
That's
too.
okay, though.
No, I'm just saying he could do
The content's there.
he could shoot for a couple hours and then break it up into a bunch of episodes. Which helps.
Man, how far behind? I'm always behind.
yeah, Daryl. That's
You're
the bad
catching
thing.
up.
That's what I hate about when people start finding out about these snowy owls and all that. You get these photographers in there that have no ethics and they want to go in there and get close and scare them and jump them up just to get flight shots. And that drives me insane when people act like that.
How bad is it, Daryl, here, since they are a ground burrowing owl too, aren't they? The snowies.
They spend a lot of time on, I don't know, do they burrow in the ground? I can't remember.
No, I thought they did. I thought they nested on the ground. Daryl will hook us up here in a minute.
They might.
I mean, I am an owl expert, but that little thing eludes me. That little piece of information eludes me.
Well, I know they got the ones in Florida that come out of the ground that are the little ones, the real small.
Well, those are just burrowing owls.
burrowing owls. Yeah.
Yeah, we have those here, and I mean those are burrowing owls are in lots of different states.
Oh,
They don't dig their own burrows though.
I steal them.
Yep.
I'd like to go down and shoot with Mr. Peanut Chew, but his places are secret. And he knows I would tell everybody, so he's a smart man.
Where does he live? What?
Down in Jersey, I think.
Joyzy.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yep.
say it right. Joyzy.
Jersey's got a great peregrine falcon place too, to go shoot peregrine falcons.
Yeah, Long Rider knows about it down there. He goes out and shoots them. I think Arthur does as well. So does Peanut Chew. That's where it's some of his honey holes down there.
I've never been there, but I think, I mean, I don't know where they're at for sure, but I have a good idea. But I've never made it up there yet to shoot. I really want to get up there and shoot peregrine falcons.
Okay. Not sure whether they nest, but they do sleep on the ground.
Yeah.
Okay. If there's snow on the ground, you can walk right by them. Yeah, I've seen some photos showing that. Well, it's right, Joe. You had a photo of a snowy, didn't you? That's why Joe's bringing up all these bits and pieces about the snowy owl. Said they hadn't actually arrived there yet.
They love beaches. They love rocks on beaches.
Yep.
When they come down here to Kansas, which is usually the younger ones, they come down here looking for food, especially if their food source is like really slim that year. They come down to our big lakes here in Kansas, and that's where they hang out, is on the dams, which is just nothing but rock.
Yeah.
And sometimes we get some pretty good close-up pics of them because of that.
Yeah. I don't mind baiting animals, but not like that.
No, that's like you're crossing the line big time.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
That is wrong. That is wrong.
Yeah, like I wish old Mr. Peanut Man would join us, but he's busy. If you guys remember his interview with Vahagen, he's shooting every weekend, and he's like some of you crazy people. He gets up before the sun comes up. That's crazy stuff there.
That's what you got to do, man, for nature.
I did that for 30 something years for the military. I'm sorry, I just got lazy.
Owl eye color has a lot to do with when they hunt, what time of day.
Huh.
Yellow eyes are daytime hunters. Orange are like during low light periods, dusk and dawn. And then your darker eyed owls are all night hunters, like your barred owl, your great horned owl, or spotted owls, barred owls, and barn owls.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with the color of their eyes.
Party owls.
Yeah, they all hunt. All the owls hunt at different times throughout the day.
What?
I didn't know that.
Come here.
Yeah.
Come here.
I've been looking for a picture of a cassowary.
Chuck's picking up his lion, I think. Chuck's got his lion. There you go.
Oh, yes.
There's the
That's
lion.
a big pussy.
There you go.
I
You
can't
don't
hold
have to go to Africa to get pictures of a lion. Just
No
go
kidding.
to Chuck's
That's a
house.
big old Mancoon cat.
Yeah, he is. He is. And he was jumping up on the bed last night, all night long. I don't know what his deal was. So the
Well, when
night
I was younger,
downstairs, no upstairs for you, my friend.
when I was a kid on our street, everybody seemed to have those cats, and we didn't have squirrels at all back in those days because those cats kept them thinned out. They were some great hunters.
Well, there's
We don't
plenty
get
of
snakes or
lemmings that live.
spiders.
There's plenty of lemmings that live near me.
Yeah, that's
just
their
the
food
people.
source.
No, I'm talking about the idiots that live here.
Yeah, I thought so.
We got lots of lemmings around us.
Yeah, the eye color is just a general deal. They have overlapping times, Daryl. I mean, yeah, that's not a definite thing where they're only going to hunt at certain times, but that's the general rule of thumb on their eye color.
I looked them up not long ago, and I saw the same thing, Jeff and Leslie, talking about flat top roofs, shopping malls, and things like that have the tar and gravel roofs. Oh,
I thought shopping malls were dying in America.
No, they're not what they used to be. That's for sure.
They have died in our area around where I live. We have really just one major mall anymore. Everything else that's close by has closed down.
Vic Romaine is commenting that even Jared briefly talked about the subject of photographers getting robbed on location. So,
yeah, and it's not just photographers, as you know. It's just crime that spills over to whatever's available. If
Yeah.
they're not specific camera thieves. They're whatever whatever's available, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. Yeah,
Yeah.
I, cat
Careful,
that looks
man.
like an owl. There you go. My big old yellow owl. The long tail yellow owl. Millerad asking about underwater photography. Not me, buddy. Not me. I actually kind of like the idea of it, but it's adding more expense to my hobby.
I did it. Let's see, 45 years ago. And it's fun but expensive because it's not the housing's bad enough, but you want to get the color if you're diving, deeper than where the colors disappear quick underwater. You get past 20 feet, color starts going away on the colors and everything. You just don't see the color, and you need a strobe kit, and the underwater strobes are like really, really expensive,
And
super
unreliable.
expensive. It's very expensive hobby.
Yeah, everything's being stolen here in America. As you know, and if you're smart, you add up what it costs, because I think everything under $700 is automatic. It's not even an arrest. It's like, yeah, well, go ahead. It's legal
Yeah.
in California up to $700. You can go shopping. Just walk in, get what you want, walk out. Take a calculator so you don't go over $700.
Well, that's pretty sad, Greg, that even birders are getting their binoculars and scopes stolen. Scopes, I get. There's some expensive scopes, but I guess there's
spotting
expensive
scopes.
binoculars too, but
Yep.
that's crazy.
Bass Angler, good to see you, sir. All right, you got here just in time. I got to go to the little boy's room. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I will be back right smart. And don't burn the house down while I'm gone. All right.
We're
I'll be
gonna we're gonna try to get your subscriptions up, Chuck, while you're gone.
Maybe that's why my subscriptions go down. All right, guys, I'll be right back. Gonna heat up some coffee and go to the little boy's room and come back for some more, man, just great conversation with you guys. All right, I'll be right back. NPR.
Okay, everybody, let's mess with Chuck. If you're not a subscriber, do it now. Let's get the numbers up for when he comes back. Joe Stroud, David Dubele, yeah. Well, remember the I'm trying to think of the Ron and Valerie Taylor back in the day, which was when Jacques Cousteau, had his show on TV. You had Ron and Valerie Taylor, which were always known as the shark photographers. And Ron passed away a while back, and Valerie still dives once in a while. And I think I don't know if it was a Netflix show where she was on, where they interviewed her, and she was, pretty fragile looking, up in age. And she got in a suit and she went back in the ocean again, swimming with the sharks. I mean, amazing woman. And they got phenomenal videography of sharks back in the day. I think some of their footage was actually used in Jaws, like when they had like the sharks from farther distant ways. I think it's farther distant away. I think they used some of their video in the movie.
Yes, they did. Jaws was very cruel to sharks.
Yeah. Yes, it was. It's cruel in many ways. I mean, no, I'm not lying. My wife has not gotten more than her feet wet in the ocean since I took her to see that movie. She will not go in the water anymore.
Heck, when that movie came out, people didn't even want to get in swimming pools.
Yeah, well, I as a joke, my friend had a big pool in her yard, and I bought her. I says, you got a pool shark in your pool. It was like her birthday or something, and she didn't see me do it. I bought a shark. You put the tablets in, and the thing swims in your pool.
Oh
So
yeah.
I said, you got pool sharks. Didn't you hear of pool sharks? And, the thing starts moving towards her. I go, see, look, you got one in your pool right now,
I
Yeah.
think people are much worse than sharks.
Oh, yeah. You step on a stonefish, which I did once in my scuba gear. And I had booties on and the fins, and I know I stepped on a stonefish.
Oh, you
Luckily,
would.
it did not inject poison into me. But man, there's a lot of things down there that can do you in.
Ox jellyfish. Ox jellyfish is terrible. The pain's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Wow.
Especially one of the worst pains you can get. What else we got? Lots of nice things.
Waterproof housings are so expensive. Yeah, I know. I had one. I think it was trying to think who made it. It was the thick plexiglass ones back in the day. I can't think of who made them, but there's like at least
Multicam or
three or
something?
four. Icolite, maybe.
Yeah, could
Might
be.
have been Icolite.
Thing is, every time you get a new camera, you got to get new housing.
Oh yeah, new housing, and then you always gotta make sure that you lubricate those O-ring seals all the time.
Yes.
You can't let
Once that
the
seal stays, it
O-rings
gets too
can't get
expensive.
brittle. They get brittle, and you flood the housing. Your camera is gone. Your camera is done.
I'd just get a GoPro or a Nikon AW1 or something. It's cheaper.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people back then. That's Nikon had the Nikonis 4, or they had the Nikonis underwater cameras, which, those were really good back
Had
in
them
the
in the
day.
military a lot too.
Yeah.
All the military used them. Just because they're durable in wet weather.
Yeah. It was a lot, and it was nice to use those if you can. They were very expensive. If you could afford to get a Nikonis camera, it was great because you just had the knobs that you turned on each side of the lens and everything for
Yes.
making your adjustments. And you have a big underwater housing. You got a big knob, to have the gear turn your focus ring, and you got another knob to do something else, and everything was just clunky. Everything was
I
clunky.
nearly bought one because the lenses look interesting.
Yeah, I still see them on sale sometimes. KEH Camera will sell some Nikonis equipment once in a while. They'll have some.
The lenses look really interesting that go with it.
But I'll tell you a shark story. A sad shark story is when I was probably 19 years old. I went to South Caicos Island, which was part of the Turks and Caicos Island chain. And when we were on the pontoon boat, we would see dozens and dozens of sharks in the water because you could look down and see 100 to 120 feet down. And you'd be going in the water, seeing all the reef sharks and the nurse sharks and everything else. And then I went back. Let's see, 15 years ago to Providenciales, which is the capital of the Turks and Caicos Island chain. And went there for my 25th wedding anniversary, and we went to one of those all-inclusive Sandals resort or whatever, and all the diving was free. So I did 2 dives a day, and I think I might have seen one shark, small shark, way in the distance that whole week I was there. And when I was there when I was 20, there were sharks all around us. And they're all the shark fin soup, they're just getting all, millions of sharks over 1 million sharks get killed every year for their fins. And people get all rattled when on average 60 people might get killed by a shark a year in the whole world.
Yeah.
And we get all ruffled, but we kill 1 million plus and nobody thinks twice about it. Nobody worries about it.
I don't.
Personal. Yeah.
Because everybody asked me why I didn't go scuba in the Army. I said because there are fish out there that can swallow me whole.
Yeah.
I went halo because pterodactyls left the Earth a long time ago. There's nothing in the air that can swallow me whole, except for these YouTube videos that show these hawks carrying off cows and things.
You know what kills the most people in the world? Horses.
What? Horses?
We have 70 deaths a year in Australia from horses.
Wow.
People getting kicked,
Yeah, falling off, kicked,
falling off.
horrible things.
Drunk Australians.
Yep.
Hey, Roy, do you go around and take any macro shots of any of the the spiders and the critters that you guys
You
have?
don't
down
need a
there?
macro lens with it. I had one on my hand yesterday. It was probably 5 inches.
Yeah, you need an
I
800
couldn't grab the
PF.
camera quick enough, though.
I come to
I would think
Australia.
you could get some phenomenal macro shots down there of everything that could kill you.
Normally, bugs are hard. I can't seem to find them. They hide from me. This spider was a huntsman, which is a fairly common spider. It's probably the size of your hand,
Yeah.
but
Nope.
it's harmless. It hunts little birds and mice and things.
It hunts birds and mice.
You hope it doesn't land on your face while you're sleeping in bed at night.
I burn the house down.
They like to live in the cars, because they're nice and warm. So they go up under your sun visor. You pull it down, it usually falls on you.
Nice.
Oh man.
And then for me, you'd see how fast I could go from 0 to 60.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
They do like the sheds
I
and
don't-
cars and things.
I don't
But they're
mind
harmless.
snakes. I don't mind snakes, alligators, and you name it. Doesn't bother me. But a
That
spider,
sounds like a Jim Stafford song.
don't like no spiders. Yeah, everything in Australia will kill you.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not that bad.
Oh man.
Man, I hate it when I lose my chat on the restream screen.
Yeah, Restream's having some issues. And since they decided to just automatically bill me for another year, I'm going to have some words with them about a few things. I've sent, I don't know how many different things in asking for, changes or asking how this works or how something else could be added or whatever. I get nothing.
That's crazy.
I need to do a rant on Restream.
What's the one Vahagan uses?
StreamYard.
StreamYard? Have you ever looked into that?
Yeah, it's actually the same thing as Restream pretty much. I mean, very similar. Yep.
It was funny one day shooting pictures with my friend. He has a Jeep, and it was really buggy. There were so many bugs, mosquitoes, no-see-ums, everything. You got in your car, they all came in with you. And I managed to get in my car, and I only had a few flying around my inside of my windshield. He had so many bugs in his car, no lie. He's in front of me. I see him opening up his door, and I see his leg kicking out from the door. And he says, "I'm kicking the bugs out of my car when we stopped to have breakfast." He says, "I had to kick them out of the car. There were so many."
No, thank you. No, thank you.
We have bug repellent, AeroGuard. I don't know if you've got the same thing there, but you'd have something similar, wouldn't you?
Raid.
What's it called?
I tell
Bug
you, some
repellent. It's called
repellents
AeroGuard.
seem to attract the bugs more than keep them away. I haven't found anything really good.
Some people are juicier than others.
I guess that's it. Well, that's true with mosquitoes, I guess.
They like some people more than others. You find someone like that and keep them with you.
That's the only thing. My wife, the bugs love my wife, man.
Mhm.
When we go to
Yeah,
Florida, the no-see-ums just tear her up.
Yeah, they did studies on why mosquitoes and whatnot are attracted more to females than they are male. There's a scientific reason for it. I just don't recall.
Well,
what
and
it was.
there's also, which I think she was even telling me, that's something to do with your blood type as well.
Well, women are always sweeter than men anyway. That's why the bugs like them.
All right. So we've talked about landscape photography tonight. We haven't talked about that before.
Yeah.
That's good. We talked about briefly underwater photography. I saw some of the exchange going about the cameras. I know the AW1 was one of the cameras that a lot of people like. Nikon put out that AW1.
Not the
I guess
best
you could-
camera, but good for underwater.
Yeah. What other genres do we never talk about?
Aerial photography. I wonder if anybody does plane photography.
That's boring.
Well, especially if you're shooting a plane. If you're shooting a plane from a plane, that's that.
Sounds
Who
expensive.
has the money to rent a plane to go shoot airplanes?
Bruce
Oh, that's what Bruce Peterson does,
yeah.
man. The
No,
Moose
he
does
gets paid
that.
for it.
You know?
Heck, who has the money to even go to an air show these days? Those things are freaking expensive.
There you go. There's a money maker. Boudoir, yeah.
I'd like to try unit photography. That'd be
That's a
interesting.
tough one for a man to pull off, but there's money in it. I do know that.
Yeah.
I do know somebody that does that, and it's a man, but it's taken him years to build a reputation to be able to do it, so that women trust him.
Apart from Matt Granger.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Matt Granger, I think, has a very
Interesting style.
well, he has a very understanding wife, I guess, too, as well.
Mm. You mean he's
Money.
married?
From what I understand, he's married.
Yeah, he is married. He's actually talked about this, how people think that that's all he's into and all that. He's had a couple of videos where he's addressed these issues.
Mm.
that would
I
be
wish my
fun.
wife was understanding.
Yeah.
That would be fun. Over New York City, doors off. I can't imagine that
You would
being.
not get me in a helicopter at all. Never mind one with no doors on it. Ain't gonna happen,
man.
man.
Helicopter's fun.
Mm.
been
Well,
in
she's
a
got two
couple.
motors.
My wife went on I call them the Tonka toy helicopters in Myrtle Beach. They got the touristy helicopters, and they try to entice you. They say, "Oh, helicopter rides for $20." Well, you get in line. $20, I think, is they're on the ground. They go up and then they land again, and there's your $20. If you want to get anything that's more 10 minutes long or 15 minutes long, you're going to spend like $75 a person.
I think we paid, and this was years ago, we paid like $50 a person. It was around St. Louis, flew around the arch and all that stuff and over the river. But it was that was a long time ago. It was like $50.
Yeah, my wife did it with the kids, but I wouldn't go on it. I says, "You go ahead. Good luck to all yous. I'll take a picture of everybody before they leave me."
Drones are more fun anyway. Drones are much more fun.
Strap your Z9 to a drone. Well, if I could afford the drone that would carry a Z9, I'd have that new 600 F4.
Yeah, you need
my camera stand couldn't even hold up a Z9.
Yeah, I let my wife go on that toy helicopter. It's flying every day by me when I'm driving up the highway, and I see it going across to the ocean, and I'm like, that thing looks like you're out there. Guys are winding up the rubber band and letting you go. There's no way in heck I'm going to go on that thing.
New York City helicopter tours, $200.
That's
Yeah, I
not
could
as
see
bad as I
that.
thought it would be.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I guess
worth
depends
it.
on how long a ride it is, but
Mm.
I would have
Sounds
figured
good.
it'd be higher.
Yeah, I could never get a drone down here because I'm too close to the airport, and like Jeff and Leslie say, all the regulations now, and they're just making it almost impossible to.
It was good when it
Fly a
started,
drone.
but
You know,
drones are
No,
just
if
too much
you-
work.
if you-
now.
If you stick with the 249 gram one,
It blows
it's-
away in the wind.
no, actually, I've had one. It's pretty good in the wind, even, but it's not as hard to fly that one around, and there's less restrictions,
Mm.
but the trick is if you're on YouTube and making money with it, that's where they get you. If you're doing it for entertainment only, you're good. But the
Everybody
minute you start making money with it, it's a different story.
Everybody say good night to Charles. Charles, good to see you in here, buddy. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Have a good one, Charles.
Hope you're
Have a
doing
good
well.
one.
Yeah, but I hate the lenses they put on those drones because they're all fisheye plastic crappy lenses.
Yeah.
Decent lens would be really nice.
So I love Shark Week. I know we've talked about sharks, and I don't mean to get back into sharks. And the only Shark Week, I don't want to see celebrities. I don't care about, whether Shaquille O'Neal can, wrestle a shark. I don't care about whatever the swimmer was. He could outswim. I don't care about any of that. It's stupid. But I do like watching Andy, the video guy, and looking at his rig that he has set up for underwater photography. Man, can you imagine what that thing cost?
Yeah.
He's shooting with, man.
Yeah.
Now that's underwater photography there. Not to mention that it would cost me a fortune because when that great white hit that cage, that camera would be the last thing I cared about.
Some of those sharks can get very big as well, the great whites, 5-6 meters.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Very big. Especially the female's bigger than the male too.
Yep. Deep blue. Looks like a small submarine when she's laden with pups. Oh, man. There you go.
Someone's ringtone.
I'm gonna get a strike on my stream now.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd add that for effect.
Copyright infringement.
That's what you
Hey,
need.
it was just on another thing on my computer. That's all.
That's a good question. Is underwater photography the same as birds in flight in the blue sky? Can be, but there's just something about capturing something underwater that no matter what, it's cool.
You can get
Yeah,
those
and
little
most of the lenses too on underwater cameras. I mean,
the
you're
different-
using wide angle lenses.
Mm.
I mean that's almost the norm. You're using a very wide angle lens on underwater photography.
You can get those zip bags, plastic bags that
Yep.
fit cameras in. I don't know if I put an expensive camera in one, but you could use them to go underwater with.
Miles,
Great
man,
whites.
that was the Z8 trailer, not the.
No kidding.
Uh,
All right, so there's a question. There's a gear question. Z8 coming out. Is it going to be announced in January, February, or March?
What year?
Yeah,
What year?
that might be a better question.
yeah.
So here's the thing. When they announce it, folks, you better buy it fast because soon after it's announced and it starts shipping, we're going to get that infamous Nikon message.
Yeah.
Due to high demand
Yep.
and our
I
lack
just
of,
want the 200, the 600, and a couple of other lenses, and I'm happy.
yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, I got to pick on Nikon a little bit.
If I bought the 200, 600 Sony, I know that Nikon would soon release their version. Just upset me.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, when they do release that 200 to 600, if it's in sufficient quantity, there may be a lot of Sony 200 to 600s that go up for sale.
That's
That's probably true. I tell you, depending on what Nikon sells that for, whenever it does come out, I'm hoping it's going to be lighter than Sony's version Because I really don't think Sony's version's that light of a lens.
Well, it's not going to be an S series lens, so I would think that it's going to be maybe $300 or $400 more than the 2 to 5 or something. Maybe, I don't know.
That's what's got me worried, Daryl. Because some are now speculating that Nikon's in decent shape right now, and they may save the Z8 for the next fiscal year. It doesn't make any sense to me, but then again, maybe for bean counters it does. Does an announcement constitute, is it when they begin shipping? That's when they're...
Yes, that's when it counts.
Okay.
Yeah, only when they get a sale. They got to have money coming in, or it don't matter.
That's even worse, gentlemen.
Yeah.
They could announce it and start shipping it in October.
Yeah. That's real possible. Yeah, you just imagine if they don't announce anything till March, you won't see that thing probably till later in the year.
I'd like to see the 26 millimeter pancake and the 85 1.2 as well.
So, man, who knows what's going to happen? Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna have to call it an early night tonight, guys. I got a early morning tomorrow.
All right, David.
So
no problem.
Jump
man.
off of here. Hey, I appreciate. I don't know if it's anybody out there that's listening right now, but I've picked up a couple subscribers tonight. I appreciate it if you're out there in the chat and you've subscribed here tonight. I really do appreciate that. Now I'll probably drop like 3 or 4, but.
There you go. In all seriousness, thank you for those that have subscribed. And, again, it just goes back to the smaller channels, man. And maybe there was truth in somebody saying, small channels are always begging for subscriptions. But you know what? There are some larger channels that don't mind begging as well.
Every video.
So, do appreciate it, folks. Absolutely. And, especially likes. Everybody likes to get a like. It's just like you post a photo on Facebook or wherever you post it. You always love it when people are liking it. And even more so when they comment.
Yeah.
It just makes us feel better. Look at these little bitty lenses.
That's the 200 to 400.
Yeah.
200 to 500, and it's half the weight.
Yeah. I loved my 200 to 400 when I had it, though. It was a good lens.
Yeah. They're just saying how heavy the 200 to 500 is. You can't pick the 200 to 400 up with one hand.
Yeah, it's definitely heavier. All right, guys, you have a good night. I'm going to take off and get out of here. And,
all right, David.
We'll catch you on the next stream.
Thanks for being in here, buddy. Always enjoy you being in here.
All right, take care. See ya.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. Now it's down to us, Roy. We gotta handle the load now. And Jeffrey.
And his light's gone out again.
Yeah.
Those battery those things are useless. I paid like $40 a piece for those.
Yeah.
And they're a waste of money.
Cheap lithium-ion batteries tend to last about 2 or 3 years, and they're useless. The better ones last a lot longer.
I haven't even had those for 6 months.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And then they take their USB charging, and it seems like they take like 6 hours to charge.
I hear you, Jeff. That's why my wife will ask me about it, and I'll tell her I don't know. I can check and give you at this moment total, but wait a few minutes and it's going to change. I think it's just something in the air right now when it comes to YouTube. Everybody seems to be having the same issue. Gain 1, lose 2, gain 2, lose 3.
Becoming more fickle.
Yeah. And look, I'm not asking anybody to explain why they unsubscribe. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You don't like it. Okay. I can understand that.
I only unsubscribe if someone says something really stupid or they get something critically wrong and bad for everyone. Then I'll
Yeah.
unsubscribe. But apart from that, I've probably got 200 subscriptions, and it's a nightmare.
Yep. It is. Like I said, I've subscribed to so many people over the last 15 years. I don't even know. Some of them probably aren't even on YouTube anymore. But again, I'm lazy, so I'm not going to go back and dig through them all. If I see content come up and I'm subscribed to them, I'll typically go check it out.
Yeah, me too. Something interesting. Or you're looking for some subject that's of interest.
Jeff says perhaps YouTube is purging old unused accounts. Well, it is very possible, I guess. I don't know. I haven't seen anything, any talk about that, but I guess that is possible. I wish they just rip the Band-Aid off and get them all out of the way.
But again,
rather than one or two, a week.
there's
I
a
don't,
lot of really good ones that just stopped.
Yeah. A lot of people, there were a lot of blogs, there were a lot of sites that I used to attend. I can't think of the names of them now, but a lot of them have quit. One of the few that I started watching way back and still going is Steve Perry. His site. Yeah. Now he's on YouTube too, more so. He has been in the last, I don't know how many years now on YouTube, but it used to be just his site. So, yeah. I don't know.
I like going to, I forget where he lives, but it's, trying to find his channel here. That I go to every Sunday morning. Nigel Danson, I watch his stuff. He's a landscaper, and what I like about him is he'll go. You'll follow him as he's doing his journey, and he'll talk about the composition and how he's setting up, and he'll shoot at different angles, the same scene from different locations to get a different viewpoint. And then what's nice is at the end of his show, he has a big printer in his studio, and he makes prints, and he shows you the printed image, so you see how it looks when it's printed out, and it's kind of
different
nice.
On paper too.
Yeah,
it's look very different on paper.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find his name, and I want everybody to go check his page out. I know I've brought him up before, and a lot of people did, but maybe we've got some new folks in here now that haven't seen it. It's Max. What's his name? Max. I'm looking for it. Young kid over in Germany that just started his YouTube channel last year, and he's fun to watch. I mean, he's really pouring his heart into photography and wildlife photography, and I think he's doing a real good job. Oh, come on.
I've got too many subscriptions. I can't find him.
Yeah, me too. I'm doing the same thing right now. I'm searching through them all. Looking.
It'd be nice if it was alphabetical, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. You're absolutely right. Come on. He's a great kid. And like I said, English is not his first language, but he speaks great English, and he's really enjoying it with his uncle at times. And he puts out a video a week typically. He just built his own hide to put out on some land that I think his grandfather has there. Here, Max Jindal. All right, I will hang on a minute.
It's worth supporting these people.
Absolutely. Max Jindal. Here we go. Max Jindal. Oh, not Indel, Jindal. and I'm going to drop it here on YouTube. If I could type. I'd like to ask everybody that's in here now, anybody that's in here, check out his channel, Max Jindal, on YouTube. He's a young kid. I say kid, and that's anybody, to me anymore. But he's a positive influence for the younger generation. I'm talking younger, like teen generation, for photography, and it's actually fun to watch his videos. I think he does a great job. His editing in his videos is pretty daggone good. But it's all about wildlife, and really hoping that he's moving faster than I am. I need to take a page from him. But go check him out and give him your support. Again, doesn't cost a thing to subscribe, and I think you'll enjoy some of his content, or all of it, may possibly. But look at that, Roy got the actual link in there. Good, Roy.
I'm surprised it worked because I usually filter out these things.
Exactly. That's why I didn't even try it.
I always try. I'm persistent.
Yep.
Thank you, Millerad, for the suggestion. I think what I'm going to do is, like, I'm sitting at a computer desk right now, and I have like a bookcase, that goes up above the desk. So I might just try to get like some track lighting that I can screw down on the top lip of my cabinet and aim the lights behind me and light up the bookcase.
Mm-hmm.
And
Use Christmas lights.
That'll be like the cheapest thing I could do, and it'll be plug it into the wall type of lighting. I don't have to worry about batteries, So I got to go to Home Depot or someplace and then try to find something to mount on the top of my cabinet or my on my desk.
I just thought of somebody else. How many people enjoy watching Gavin Hoey? He's on usually once a week live. I love watching Gavin. Very creative guy. It's great for people that are just looking for some inspiration on using different lights or different whatever. But
He does a lot with a tiny studio.
Yeah. I would say he's inspirational too for a lot of people in photography.
He actually knows what he's doing.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Which is unusual these days.
And if you want to learn how to use a light meter, just go watch his videos because he's using his light meter constantly.
As he should.
You know me, Roy. I wing it.
I got an old Minolta light meter behind me. That still works.
Yes,
Works
Minolta
well.
was a good company till they bought out by Sony.
Yeah, it's sad. I tell you, Minolta optics were top shelf back in the day, and they were first in a lot of the technological advance in the cameras, and it's just a shame. It's a shame that they didn't survive because
I think a lot of the Sony expertise came from Minolta.
Yeah.
It's probably dying now, so that's why they're having troubles.
Yep.
First autofocus, wasn't it? Things like that.
Yeah, well, they ended up because they helped Leica out when they had the R series cameras because they got the electronics from Minolta, but they sold the patent to autofocus lenses to Minolta, and that's why Minolta was first. But Leica could have been first, but they did not. They felt if you couldn't get a good image manually focusing, then you weren't a good photographer. So they sold.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. In some respects, they still think that way, but
I love the engineering of Leicas, but they're so expensive for what you get.
Yeah, and I look at them. I must have looked at buying a used one to have, but even some of the newer models, I mean, their quality control seems to be faltering a bit. I mean, there are people that complain about the quality, that they
Shouldn't be
have
the case with
failure.
Leica, should it?
Failure rate is higher than it should be.
I remember the sound of the shutters on Leicas used to be really exceptional.
Yeah.
Beautiful engineering, but very expensive.
I wouldn't know.
Great lenses, very good lenses.
And you're still paying a premium for the old glass. Still not cheap.
Yeah.
I guess my chat over here is froze on the other computer. Why not? Right?
I've never owned a Minolta, but I've always respected the company.
Well, remember when Konica bought them, merged with them? You had Konica Minolta, and Konica, still had some camera bodies, not very many. And then of course part of that too was Minolta made copy machines, and Konica made copy machines. And so we had copy machines at work, and they'd buy them, and they'd say Konica Minolta on them when they got together, and then eventually everything just fell apart.
What's going on out there in the chat? I know I've got a few people, I've received some emails, and I really appreciate that. A few people have emailed me and said that they don't join the chat, but typically they're doing something else and they love to just listen in as the stream goes. They really enjoy the listening to the stream, and that's a good thing because we aren't much to look at, really. I mean, maybe the photo reviews, it's good to be around the computer or phone or something to see what's going on. But I'm really happy that there are people that enjoy just listening to it. And, and this is going to sound pretty self-serving, but I enjoy listening to the streams over when I'm out driving around, especially if I'm going to be driving long distance. It definitely helps pass the time. Rather, I don't care to listen to a bunch of music on the radio that's just going to repeat every 30 minutes. I'm usually looking for talk radio, and now I can pull up my stream. Yeah, I'm just that way. I'm a self-absorbed, but it does help pass the time. And I often hear something that I didn't catch in the stream. Imagine that. So for those of you that are out there that are just listening, I thank you. I think it's great. And, you ever want to just drop in the chat and say hello, that's fine too. But I understand if you just want to sit out there and listen to it, that's great as well.
So Roy,
All right.
I'm curious, Roy, did you ever have a Nikon EF? I think that was the first there. That was an SLR that had a Copal vertical shutter on it.
I've got the EMs. Will that do? No, not an EF.
Yeah.
Got a couple of EMs.
Yeah, maybe I'm getting the letter designation wrong. Maybe it was an EM.
I'll have a look. I'm not sure.
Well, if he doesn't have it, then it didn't exist. So
I only normally collected the more expensive ones. That's 800. Where are we?
Jeff, Leslie, thanks for being in here. Always enjoy you guys and your comments. Yeah, I know you're busy, probably going to shoot in the morning. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there was an EM. There was such a thing as an EM. Yeah.
But hey, folks, anybody in here now that hasn't gone over and checked out Jeff and Leslie, check out their page. Very calm, very mellow. So I have several different people that I like to listen to on Sunday morning. So I'll be listening to what's come in over the week. Mr. Jeffrey Neville, Selective Imagery. I don't know, Jeffrey, can I expect something? You on the spot?
Maybe on Thursday. Maybe.
Okay. Maybe. All right. No.
I just found a camera I didn't know I had. A 801.
Wow.
Oops.
Daryl's heading out as well. Daryl, good to see you in here, man. And yeah, we're gonna hook up here before long. Had a call from Paul. They were he was getting together with ATR Bear or Ted down in New York City, actually down on Long Island. I couldn't make it. I don't know what I was doing that day, taking my brother there. I can't remember what I was doing, but anyway. My wife wants to go back down the city here sometime after Christmas, so may try to do another photo talk. Notice I said talk because last time we didn't walk. Maybe we will this time, but try to get down there right before, not during or even, but right after Christmas, maybe before New Year's Eve. And I'll tell you, it's fun to be down there right before New Year's Eve. Because everything's decorated, everything's up, but you don't have all the hassle of all the gates and everything. Anyway, maybe doing that right after Christmas. Daryl, I'd like to invite you to go too, man. If you're around and available, I'll let you guys know as soon as I know when the wife wants to go downtown. She has some friends coming up to Connecticut, and they may go down. She may take them down to the city, and of course, that's another opportunity for me to go down to the city, and maybe we'll put together another photo talk walk. Maybe we'll call it that, walk talk. But anyway, that said, Daryl, have a good night, man. That was a long good night, wasn't it? And BFS weighed in on the EMSLR with Series E lenses.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of, I went and I looked at eBay because I was looking at some. I was looking at the EF. The EF was the one with they called it, I think, the square vertical copal plane shutter, vertical shutter. And that was a big deal for a camera back then. See, kind of a little bit of a collectible, actually, if you could find one that's in good shape.
Was there something goofy about the AF? Mike Farwell asks.
What, the F4? F4 was fine.
No, I think he's talking about the, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what he's talking about with the AF.
Explain yourself, Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's somebody I haven't seen Albert. Albert's been busy, I guess.
Yeah.
Albert would be all about this conversation.
You'd say the F4. Yeah.
That was Nikon's first real AF camera. They had an F3 AF, but it wasn't brilliant. F4 was more into electronics, and a lot of the professionals didn't like it because it was not mechanical anymore.
Yeah.
Change is painful. People don't like change.
Boy, don't we know?
Yeah.
Don't we know?
Just like Mirrorless was painful when it came out.
Yeah.
And still is to some point.
I can't wait till something else comes out new. So then.
Yeah.
F4.
Oh, man.
Do
you have them like all in order or something? You just like grab it?
No, I've got them in boxes. They're all in sets. The ones I use are on the bench, and all the ones are in cases. All the rest are in cases, so I don't use anymore.
Mike says the F4S was his last film camera.
Good camera. Nothing wrong with it. I like that it uses AA batteries instead of lithium ion.
Mike Norton says had nice big buttons on it.
It did. Most Nikons do.
Yeah. Oh man, Mike Farwell sold his for I guess to buy a D700.
I don't shoot film anymore, but I like collecting them. As long as they work and they're functional.
It was funny that not too many were not everybody was whining about how big the how big the film cameras were in the day too much. I mean, granted, when the OM1 came out, everybody was like, "Oh my God, look how much smaller it is." But I had an OM1, and I bought an OM1, but it is small in your hand. It's you got big hands, you're not going to work it too well.
Not good for me. Too
No.
small.
Yeah,
Nice heavy camera.
I'm not going to say I did it in high school, Greg, but I did it while I was in the military. And I got to tell you, I don't miss it. I don't miss it at all. I know there's some super attraction to shooting film, but
Hipsters.
yeah, I just
Hipsters. Blame them.
yeah, I just can't get into it. I mean, yeah, it was cool, got it, done it. All right. I was never, and I'm not going to say I was in film long. I wasn't, but I did play with it a little bit before DSLRs really started to move forward. I remember the first DSLR in the Army. We didn't get it. We still had film cameras, but anyway, you had to get your DA photo made, and they had a photo room on base where everybody went to get their DA photos made. And the Nikon, I don't know which one, but I don't know what was the 2 megapixel or whatever, 1 or 2 or 3 or megapixel camera.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they had, and everybody was warning people that were going to get their photo, make sure you shave right before you go. It's that detail, blah blah blah. Yada yada.
It wasn't.
No, I know, but because it was digital and it was the newest thing, so that was my first sighting of a DSLR, actually.
Hey, have a good night, Stuart. Stuart's taking off if he hasn't
Warn him
already.
out.
All right, Stuart. Hey, thanks for being in here. Let's see, before I do housework, okay, and chat again. All right, Stuart, thanks for being here, buddy. I love the comments. Love you being in here. And again, everybody that's just out there viewing, again, nothing wrong with that, but don't be shy. Jump in, and if you got an opinion or a question or just a comment, by all means, jump in and lay it on us. All right. And I think I'm going to get out of here pretty soon too myself. This will be an early night, man. This will be a show. Shoot, it'll be a record too.
Record at the short end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, in medium format, we used to use Polaroids backs, and because you just don't, with film, you just have to wait too long to find out what you've done.
Yeah. Hey, Seth, thanks for being in here, man. It was an enjoyable night. I've enjoyed it. You guys made it fun. Look forward to seeing everybody Wednesday that can make the day show. Hey, and we're back to the beginning of the show, a truncated show. Yes, indeed. Yes, sir.
Yes, it is.
Oh, man. No.
Too many computer people around, I'm afraid.
Let's see. Gustavo. Have a very recent tricky lighting situation while photographing a fox on a deer carcass. Okay. And found the manual focus option very useful. I could check the area and focus very easily. That's a good point. And with these new Z lenses too on the Z bodies, you don't have to do anything but reach up and grab that manual focus ring, and automatically you get to look at the, what am I trying to say here?
Focus preview.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you get the color there.
Yeah.
Whatever you assign for a color, whether it's in focus or not.
Yep.
Focus preview, you set that up on your function buttons too, because you won't see the depth of field unless you stop the lens down.
Okay.
Yeah, I programmed my my little small joystick button there. I push it in, and then that's my depth of field preview.
Hey,
I've been doing it too many years to have it there.
Sanjit, good to see you, buddy. We got to get you in here again one of these nights. It's early morning for you, I know. Well, no, it's almost noon for you, I guess. Well, no, I don't know. You may be home now. Might be in Malaysia now. Mike Farwell, thank you very much, Mike. Luke, thank you. We had a good time tonight. Yeah, it is. It is funny how we always return to the beginning of the show. That's why putting chapter markers in is just impossible. I've had a lot of people ask about that too, but man, chapter markers would be nearly impossible.
You could just say the show.
Focus
The
peaking.
show is like a
Focus
NASCAR race.
peaking.
I love
There-
focus peaking.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to say, and I didn't
Me
have
too.
the word in my mouth. I'm saying, oh, the color that comes focus
Yeah.
is what I was thinking of.
Exactly. So yeah, absolutely, Moz, man. Thanks for helping us out.
Yeah,
All right.
I had a brain fart. What can I say?
And Gustavo, AF is not the only option, even for wildlife. Yeah, I would agree. Gustavo. And in low light, when it's having a hard time, it's nice to look at it, and the focus peaking will tell you. Perfect. Yep.
Yeah, Chuck, you could say your show's a lot like NASCAR. You just go around the track.
That's exactly right. You know, we hit
Crash a lot.
well, we do that too, don't we?
Sometimes it's crash and burn. Crash and burn.
We have those delays in the race, making it around the track. Yeah, we do. All right. All right, folks. I think I am going to get out of here. To be the first time on a Saturday night. Oh, wait a minute. We got to say hi. We got to let him in here for a minute. Mr. Jitpix. Hey, Sanjit, where you at, buddy? You look like you're out shooting.
Hey guys, how's it going? Chuck? Man, I tuned in a while ago and you guys left me on the floor just laughing away. I could not say hi back then. I'm shooting away. I'm on a beautiful island of Langkawi. It might be a little bit noisy right here because I'm right next to the beach. I'm taking a break for a couple of minutes. Then Ravin goes on, gives a presentation. We've got an hour break. Then it's my turn. Then I continue shooting again.
Okay.
But the best thing about this trip is I'm trying to get a Mr. Tom Reynolds to be on your show.
Oh. Okay. Well, wow.
He is an equestrian photographer, and he gets all the shots I miss here in Langkawi.
Oh, wow. Yeah, well, he'll have to join us, and you need to join us again, too. So you guys need to get together, and we need to make a plan, get you in here.
We will do. Tom, you want to say hi? Hold on, you're going to need this.
What do I do with it? I got hearing in this. Anyway, I can't hear now. Hello, everybody.
How you
Hello.
doing?
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you very much. The Sanjit's told me all about the show. Sounds very interesting.
Yeah, we just get in here and have a good time is all we do, but it's mostly about photography.
Yep.
So you guys
Well, I spend most of my time out with the camera on the mountain and stuff here on Langkawi. We
okay.
spend half the year here and half the year in the UK.
Okay, all right. We're in the UK.
In the Cotswolds in Gloucestershire near Cirencester.
Okay. Well, wow.
Very scenic, very rural.
I'm sorry I missed it.
Very scenic and very rural.
Okay. All right. We were talking, we had a long discussion tonight about landscape photography, by the way, about the UK and landscapes.
Yes, well, I'm really into photographing polo. That's horse polo.
Right. And that would be
So I do that. I do
talking
that.
about the beginning there, your
Yes.
equestrian photography. Yes.
Correct.
Well, we'd love to see some of your work. Where can we find it?
polouk.co.uk.
polouk.co.uk. Okay.
Correct.
I got to write it down here. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had anybody show any polo shots. That would be
No.
neat to see.
No, we haven't. Well, shoot, we're gonna have to get you. We're gonna have to get you to come on the show with us. One for you when you're at home. The Wednesday show's best because that's evening in UK.
Yep.
Right now, I guess you guys are just coming up on what time in the morning or just in the
We are
afternoon?
1:45.
Okay.
Lunchtime.
All right. All right. Okay. So we're at about 1:45 here,
Right. Okay.
Eastern US. Well, yeah. Wow, that's great. No, we got to get you and Sanjit to come on. You guys need to come on and talk about some of your photography. I know everybody would enjoy it.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
so when do you go back to the UK?
We will be back in May next year.
Okay.
Basically,
Okay.
we come here to escape the winter.
Smart.
That's why I
Can
moved
we
here.
join you? Can we join you there?
Well, in Langkawi or in UK?
No, in Langkawi. I don't want to be in the winter either.
No. Well, it's a bit wet at the moment, but it's certainly warm.
All right, great. So yeah, absolutely, we'd love to have you on the show sometime if you'd like to visit. And it's an open show, and basically all the community, which are all the subscribers here, we just open it up for them to ask questions, opine, and do whatever. It's just a big round table where we all get together and talk photography.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
Well, sir, thank you very much for taking a moment to talk to us.
Thank you. I'll just hand these back to Sanjit. Okay, bye.
Have a wonderful day.
Hello.
All right, Sanjit, I'm getting used to this. You calling in from some far and away place each Saturday night. I think it's great.
Highlight of the show.
Yeah.
All in good fun. I wish I could tune in more often. I was tuning in the show with his photography art. I've been halfway through the show, but man, it's really tough at the work right now. So it's like getting 4 hours of sleep every day. Ain't so fun. Early mornings, late nights. There's a lot of things that we learn down the road, but do try to get Tom on the show. And the only problem with Tom's pictures is that I did not take them.
I go through that every time we do a photo review. The only problem I have with a lot of those photos is they're not mine. I agree.
Yep, they're not fine. And I learned that from you, Chuck.
But Chuck just sells them when we're not looking, though. That's the problem.
Oh, yeah. All right, guys, you have a good one. I have to run.
All right. Hey, say hello to your lovely wife from us all.
I will do. All
right. Thanks for tuning
right,
in.
have a good one.
Take
All
care.
right. All right. Take care, Sanjit.
Cheers, rock and roll.
Rock and roll. I'll get it right here. All right, Sanjit. Thank you, buddy. All right, man. We have been just international here lately. Well, we always are. We got Roy in here. And my wife said, you need to get that guy, Roy. And Andy was in here the other day, and Andy and Sanjit. And who's the other guy that was in Africa? I said, well, in Kenya. She said, yeah. She said, you need to get everybody in there one show. She loves all your accents. Oh, man. That's great. That's great. Hey, Ted's back. Ted, good to see you, buddy. Joe Man's Land. Man, looks so nice, warmer there than Calgary. Yes, it does, doesn't it, Joe? It's warmer than here.
I think most places are warmer than Calgary most of the time anyway.
Yeah. Oh, man. So I got to figure out how to put all this together. We need to have a big powwow one night if I could get everybody in here. I think it'd be a lot of fun. Just throwing things around the horn here. Maybe show some photos during that stream too from some of the folks that are around the world. I know we've got some South African participants. I'd love to get some more people in here talking about all that. What the fun of it is too, allowing everybody in the chat, not allowing, I mean, but having everybody in the chat participate in the conversation, ask questions, and, have a good time as well. Oh man. All right. I'm glad to see Sanjit in here for a minute. Absolutely. Every stream, everyone should say how much warmer it is where they are than in Calgary. There you go, Joe. Homage to Joe Man's Land.
27 degrees here at the moment, Celsius.
Wow.
I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit.
I can tell you it's closer to 60 than I am here. 60 Fahrenheit, that is. What's that, in the 50s, mid 50s?
Was it you multiply it times 1.8? Is that the number?
It's plus, I don't know, it's something like plus 22 degrees, then multiply by or whatever. I'm a savant. I just do it in my head.
82.4.
Yeah, 82?
0.4 degrees
Wow.
Fahrenheit.
I was off a little bit, wasn't I? Yeah, it's cold. Burr.
82 is not very warm here.
It's only 50 some odd degrees warmer than it is here right now. Yeah.
For us,
Ken's,
that's just comfortable.
yeah.
It's 36 or something last week, a couple of days ago, I mean, which is a lot hotter.
Oh, man. 55 at 9 p.m. at Mozman's locale. Yeah, again, I think we're at, it's ridiculous. Well, it hasn't gotten ridiculous yet, but to me, it's ridiculous. 70 degrees Fahrenheit. That's my comfort point. Anything below that, it's cold. Let's see, 32 degrees, it says. Going down to 23 tonight. Oh, joy. All right.
Yeah,
Where'll
just
be
giving
more?
up drones.
It's
David
cold
Stewart says,
outside.
Oh, just fined $10,000. Wow.
yeah, another reason I've given up drones. Too many hassles.
I hear you.
We're a whopping 49 degrees in Myrtle Beach right now.
Wow. Gustavo, it's a good idea. I need to get a map and start doing that. Dropping all the yeah, I did something similar to it, in my amateur radio time. I actually had a map that I would color in for all my contacts for each band. Oh, man. Got all flustered there. Sanjit showed up. Just say no to snow. You know what, Robert? I think we're expecting some snow flurries in the morning, believe it or not. That's what they're saying. I don't think there's any accumulation, but we're going to have snow flurries in the morning. Yuck. As long as I don't have to shovel my roof this year, I'll be a happy camper. Yeah, the cold aggravates me now. I often think, how in the world did I do it when I was just young and dumb, I guess, in the military? How did I spend all night in this, in rain and all that? I don't know. It's like I can't believe I ever did it. No, I haven't followed him at all, really, Andre. I quit following him a long time ago. And I quit even checking on him when he just went off the reservation with magnetism and so philosophy and all kinds of other stuff. It just,
It would be okay if he understood what he's talking about, but he obviously didn't.
yeah. Oh, he's doing photography videos again, or is he? That's what you're asking. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing at all. So, Andre, maybe you could answer if you've checked him out. I haven't. Yeah, I'm too old for the cold too, Robert. Me too, buddy. Me too. Gets below 70 and I'm looking for a sweatshirt.
I followed Ken when I thought he had more lenses than I did. And I
Yeah.
found out he doesn't actually tell the truth anymore.
Let's
He
see.
did a thing with his GFX, and he said it's all handheld, and he supplied the images to show it. And you look at the XF data, and it's all much higher than handheld.
Yeah. Oh, so Andre says no. He must have given up with all his Nikon failures predictions. Yeah.
Oh, that's to be expected, but it's just sad. He was a useful resource for many people at the beginning.
Yeah. A lot of people talk about that. You know, there are still a lot of people that talk about his recommendations for old glass and, you know, how he was right and everything else.
He was.
Yeah. It's a shame. He did. He just, where you go. Luke says it best. He lost the plot. Yes, he did.
He did.
I don't know why, but, you know, I don't know if it was in a time when I don't know anything about his personal life other than the few bits and pieces he's mentioned, but I know his wife struggled with, you know, health issues or whatever. And I don't know all the ins and out, but I wonder if that could have been during the time when he just went off the rails. And that's kind of understandable, but he never righted himself, I guess. Let's see. Mike Norton. If I need to know a good reference point to Nikon and to buy, then I get interested again. Oh, okay. Okay. Castillo. Yeah. He was. He wasn't much of a photographer. I agree. You know, and if he would have just come out and it, you know, talked about that a long time ago, that would have helped him out a lot. Just let people know, you know, you don't have to be the greatest photographer in the world to understand, you know, the ins and outs around lenses and whatever. I know most people think you do, but you don't. You can still, you know, recognize, you know, good glass and everything.
He had good knowledge of old lenses, and that was
Yep.
enough.
Mm-hmm. Luke says yes when he stopped liking Nikon. Yeah, it's one thing to stop liking a brand or whatever, but he just did his best, it seemed like, to try to tear it down.
Yeah. Very common to do that these days.
Yeah.
Change brands and poo-poo the last one.
Yeah. Yeah, the photo shoot with Jason Lanier was actually embarrassing to watch. It really was. You know, not that I was a grand follower of Ken, but that was embarrassing. It really was. Yeah, I'm not going to run him into the ground. Just let him go, you know.
Most of his recommendations on old Nikon lenses were pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Few exceptions.
There are a lot of people that do still talk about that. The fact that, you know, he pointed them in the right direction on some lenses and they're extremely happy with it. And, you know, said he knew exactly what he was talking about. So, yeah, it's a shame to have that kind of, the thing about it is it's a shame to have that kind of knowledge, and obviously he did, and he may not have been right on everything, but he seemed to know his way around old Nikkor glass. And, you throw it all away. Well, again, I don't know what happened to him. He just went off the deep end, in my opinion. And I'm not going to pick on him for it, but he just became the philosopher, and all of his magnetism talk and everything else. And he may have been, the thing about it is he could fool me because I don't have any clue. He's talking another language when he's talking about that stuff.
Well, I did physics at university, so I understood that most of it was not spot on what he was talking about.
Yeah. And I saw there were a lot of people that fought him on a lot of that stuff. There are some videos out there opposing his views on some of the points he made. And yeah, I don't know.
I just stopped watching. I don't have anything against Ken, but
Yeah.
he just doesn't have any interest for me anymore.
I quit watching him when he got so hateful about Nikon, and somebody had mentioned, Nikon was going to fail, and he had all the reasons why they were going to fail, and it just got too bitter.
Just got embarrassing.
Yeah. Not to bring up gear, do you think Nikon is going to blow things out of the water in 2023?
I think they did this year. I think they've already done that this year.
I think they did
with
it
the lenses and cameras.
Yeah, with the lenses, but now next year, are they going to blow things out of the water? I don't know. I have no idea what kind of production capability that Nikon has, because I didn't see it this year in the camera market or in the camera segment. But maybe they will be able to do something next year. Who knows how many bodies? They need to come out with a couple of bodies next year, no doubt about it. Some people expect that it's going to be even larger, that, they may get 3 bodies out. I don't know. I guess my question would be, why couldn't we do it this year? And then we go into all the discussion about, supply and COVID and in China. And so who knows, but they're in a position to do some pretty cool things next year, in my opinion.
I'd like to see less bodies and more focused on a purpose for each body than too many bodies.
Well, no, I would agree. If they overlap too much, then you really don't get separate bodies. But they've got 2 bodies that are they going to give up a line, give up the Z7 line? I still think, and I know my little chart is yappy. A lot of people, may not agree with it, but it segments each body enough that I think that it gives a whole lot of people what they want. You don't have to have, I don't want 61 or 80 megapixels, but I know a lot of people do. And I think that Nikon needs to, build that body, because I'm not going to be selfish and say, no, don't build it because I don't want it or you don't need it or whatever. If they want it, maybe Nikon will give it to them. But anyway, with 3 possible bodies, that doesn't include APS-C, which I was just recently raked over the coals for. That's 3 full frame bodies, and I'm not saying all 3 of them have to come out first, but I think 2 of those bodies should come out first, 2 full frame bodies, and because the full frame lineup needs to be, they need to fill the team in the full frame segment. But I do believe that they will eventually build a APS-C Pro body. And I would hope that comes out next year too. We definitely don't need any more telephoto, super telephoto primes. We don't need any more announced. Maybe they could make some more, but not any announced.
I mean, he had a good year, quote unquote, coming out with lenses. Trouble is nobody could get them.
Yeah. And yes, Mike, the 2-600 is the one that I'll continue to complain about. Not that I want it, but because I know a lot of people do. And I know it's a moneymaker for Nikon. It's a moneymaker.
I don't need it. I just want it.
There you go. Yeah.
I've got lots of other lenses that do the same thing, but that one seems ideal for what I need.
Yeah.
I suppose.
All right. And I know that there are other lenses, and you've already brought some of them up, pancake lenses and others that, are on the roadmap, and others that can be on the roadmap. Maybe as they begin to fulfill the roadmap, we'll see some other exotic lenses or whatever. I'd like the 85 1.2. I would love to see that lens. I really would. And some people are asking, will Nikon build a 200 f2 or f1.8 or something like that, or f1.4? Now that would be, you'd have to have a wagon to carry that around, wouldn't you? But a 200 1.8 or just another 200 f2 on the
All the old F glass works very well on the Z cameras anyway.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the big deal is.
Well, it's a want, not a need.
Yeah.
Hey, John, we're getting ready to wrap it up, believe it or not. I was trying to get out of here a minute ago, but we had a great surprise. Sanjit jumped in here with us for a few minutes. I think that's great. And yeah, man, I'm just looking at Sanjit's chatting right now, talking to everyone in the chat, talking to Gustavo. Man, maybe I have to starting this later or something. I don't know. Oh, man.
I don't
It's
know if
nice
a
to have
200
such a-
PF is possible.
I'm sorry, Roy. What?
I don't think a 200 PF is possible because you really need that longer length to iron out the
Okay.
errors.
Yeah.
If you follow my logic, 200, it's probably possible, but it's right at the edge of what they could probably manage. It's amazing Nikon could even manage a PF lens on a camera. Canon tried it and didn't go down too well, and you don't see them. It's a very difficult thing that they've managed.
Yep. Joe Man's Land Joe's talking about, I hope to see them explore their video features when they launch the Z8. Yeah, within the Z6, Z7, and Z8 line, I think you're going to see Nikon really stretch its legs in the video department. A lot of people don't care, whether they do or they don't, but there are a lot of people that do. And Nikon's on a roll right now with their video. They're that's the thing that's unnoticed, especially in our circle, that Nikon has knocked it out of the park in video with that Z9. We talk about the big super telephoto lenses, but they've knocked it out of the park with their video. And it's going to be nice to see them do that, to carry that down into the lower tier cameras too. I'm going through here real quick, checking. Sanjit, wish I could lays down on the beach with a pint, but wildlife keep me busy. Oh man, more pics coming soon. John, I'm sorry, man. I would, yeah, I would love to have had you in here. So John has been out shooting with the tilt shift lens. $200 tilt shift lens.
Yeah, I like them. I use them a lot, but longer ones. You need about 85 millimeters for product shots.
Yeah.
And you need 24 or around for architecture. So 50 millimeters is very strange. I suppose if it's on a APS-C, you could use it for product. Just a very strange focal length for a tilt shift lens.
Yeah, your Miles man says, yeah, it's strange, but for $199.
Cheap.
Yep.
There's a tilt shift adapter that you can get too. Where's it from? Some South American country makes them, and that's just an adapter. You can adapt any F mount lens as a tilt shift.
How does it work? Have you seen any?
Well, there's no electronic contacts with a tilt shift lens. They're all manual.
Right.
It's just a dumb adapter. It's just like an FTZ adapter, but it twists and turns.
Yeah, that one they're talking about that's inexpensive is just a tilt only. It doesn't shift; it just tilts. Hey, I'm going to call it a night, Chuck, because I may be getting a call from my son. He's at the hospital with his significant other, maybe in being a grandfather again very soon here. Who knows?
All right. Congratulations, buddy.
So
He'll need some
I'm
money.
probably gonna get an update phone call. It's a little early. They weren't supposed to. Babies come when they want, but she was supposed to have a C-section like on January 4th, but she has been in labor, so I don't know what's going on. So I am going to hang it up, try to get a little bit of sleep before he wakes me up with a phone call, probably.
All right, Jeffrey. Well, congratulations. Pass that on to your son, too.
Okay, thanks, guys. We will see you on Wednesday.
All right, Jeffrey. Thanks, buddy.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye, bud. All right.
That's about it then.
That's about it. We're down to, man, I hate to go, but now I'm all tired. And I done kind of signaled Mama. She gave me a thumbs up. You're actually going to end early? You know, midnight's early for us.
It is.
Yeah.
I've skipped
man.
lunch again. I forgot.
Well, this is a good diet plan for you.
It is. I need it.
Well, I didn't mean you needed it. I was just saying it's a good diet plan.
Well, I do.
Me too, Roy.
Yeah, I do like a tilt shift lens.
All right, gentlemen. Maz, thanks for keeping us laughing tonight. It's been fun. Jeff did the mic drop and left. Yes, he did. John, I hope you had a good time out shooting, man. Looking forward to seeing what you did. And you got to do a little review for that. Sanjit, always great you jumping in here too. We have a true international community, and I love it, guys. I really do. And gals. I don't know if Nancy's still in there with us. She may have decided, I got to let the boys play, and I'm going to bed. But stay up and get those drives figured out. Yeah. Mozman has sent me a how-to in an email, so I'm going to try to get those going. Yeah, absolutely, John. Yeah. You'll have to jump in next week. Hey, Roy, are you looking for one now? Did you see Andre's comment?
Zeiss lenses. I love them. Some of my favorite lenses are Zeiss, especially in medium format. They're all ZF2s.
Man, they
Haven't
are.
got
That
around to
is
Z lenses yet.
that Zeiss F2 glass is pretty, isn't it? Man.
It is lovely. There's something about
Yep.
the image.
And I don't know about, everybody talks about the micro contrast. I don't know. It's just got secret sauce in it. Strong kung fu, man. It just looks.
That
Yep.
Zeiss look.
Yep. All right. And excuse me. Greg Wilson says it best. Get out there shooting if you can. It's too cold here for me. That's my excuse, Craig. I will get out and do some shooting. Did go out and shoot at least some video the other day, and going to play some more with my gear rather than just let it sit here and seize up. That was a
That's right.
that
Gotta
was a
keep it
conversation
working.
we had earlier. And Roy says I need to go out and exercise that 200 F2. So I think I may do that. Play with it tomorrow at least, just to keep the aperture blades from sticking together. Oh, Mozman says that case would look good under his Christmas tree. Roy, I guess you saw that. Thanks, Luke. All right. Thanks to everybody that's in here. I've had a wonderful night tonight. It was a lot of fun. Man, you guys make it fun. It's really the community gets better and better every week. Man, it gets better, and we definitely have definitely have the international community going, and I don't want to lose this. So people don't let me lose it. You know, if I get stupid where it would be detrimental to our community, let me know. But I do enjoy each and every one of you. I love everybody being in here. It kind of, you know what? It kind of reminds me of my ham radio days, talking to people around the world. I really enjoyed that part of ham radio, and maybe this is bringing a little of that charm back. You know, with everybody, it's just amazing today. Can you imagine 40 years ago? Us sitting around talking about, yeah, soon we'll be able to sit and talk to each other real time on a, well, you wouldn't know what a computer was hardly, but but still, oh man.
I was a computer nerd in the 70s.
Were you? I did a little bit in
Yeah.
high school and then dropped it. How stupid am I, man? I should have stuck with it back then. But yeah,
Well, computers were more nerdy than ham radio then.
yeah, yep. All right. All right, John. Again, glad you jumped in here for a few minutes. Sorry that we're cutting away. I've been trying to do it since about 11:45. But that's always the case here. It's you guys won't let me go. Yeah, rag chewing ham radio. Yep, absolutely, Robert. Yep. Yeah, CQ, CQ, CQ. Yep. Or mine was CQDX, CQDX, CQDX. Kilowatt Tango 4, Japan, Zanzibar. Oh, man. I used to be able to do that on a key as well. I haven't done Morse code in so long. All right. It is a great world when we can all chat together. You're absolutely right, Luke. All right, ladies and gentlemen, if we have any ladies in here still, you know, again, thank you all.
Don't forget to like.
Thank you all so much for being in here. Drop a like on your way out. It just motivates me, makes me feel good about myself. And I hope to see, I know that we have two separate audiences with a little bit of spillover because the Saturday night seems to reach Asia a little better. And the Wednesday afternoon stream is better for UK and parts of Europe. So anyway, whether you find yourself in both or one, that's great. I'll see those that are going to be around Wednesday. We'll see you Wednesday at 12 noon. And hopefully all of you folks, plus more, come back Saturday night. Have no idea what the topic will be. It'll probably be just like tonight. We'll just get in here and have the old rag chew, as Robert said. Absolutely. All right, folks. You have any last minute parting words, Mr. Roy?
None at all. Where's my Z9 from the repairers? That's
Do
where
you
it
have
is.
any idea?
They sent me a card though. I don't know what it's for. Some credit card or something.
Do you have any idea? Did they give you a date or?
They said this week.
Good. Oh, I'll answer
miss
this
it.
question real quick. I was doing. He does spoken word videos, and he needed video for it. The location that he had already laid on and paid for and everything. Anyway, I just filled in as a videographer. Not great, I'll tell you, but he was extremely happy with it. I think more so because it was the Z9, and he loved that 4K 120 10-bit. He loved it because a lot of it has to do with B-roll for the video, and that 4K 120 was exactly what he wanted. So anyway, guys, I'll give you all a link whenever he gets it. It'll take him a while to put this video together. He always takes his time, but I'll provide a link for anybody that would like to see it. And again, thank you very much. God bless you all. I will see some of you on Wednesday and the rest of you again on Saturday night because we do that twice a week. All right. Everybody have a wonderful rest of the weekend, and we'll see you again soon. Drop me an email. Let me know what you think, what you'd like to do, talk about whatever. And if you want to be on the show, send me an email. If you have the means to stream, meaning a video setup and audio being the key word there, absolutely love to have you in the panel as well. We can have up to 10 people in the panel at a time. It might get confusing, or it may be just a whole lot of fun. So, all right, I'm rambling on at the mouth. You guys have a wonderful rest of the night or day, whichever it may be. Thanks, Roy, for jumping in tonight as well.
My pleasure. It's nice to see you accept even old product photographers.
well, not just that, but museum keeper. You have everything anybody brings up that's Nikon. All right, Roy, have a good one.
Okay, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye, folks.